the anthem right now. And yeah, so it's the Washington Commanders and the Atlanta Falcons. Real quick, a little bit rainy here. A Commander win. They are on to the postseason. Let me give me a second. I'm gonna check if same thing if a draw. I don't think so. I think they need a win. No draw. Draw will also send them in. A win for the Commanders would also clinch the NFC West for the Los Angeles Rams. A win for Atlanta keeps. Oh, what a great anthem! It would keep. No, I'm not saying that. Would keep the Seahawks season alive up till at least tomorrow with San Francisco. A win by Atlanta also would mean that the Falcons would control their own destiny next week at home against Carolina. If they lose, Atlanta needs to beat the Panthers, and the Saints would have to upset Tampa Bay in Tampa. That's how it goes right now. Of course, they're in commercial. Okay, so they're in commercial right now, but they're going to have kickoff soon. So those are the stakes. Commanders have already lost the division, so that's what Atlanta is able to do with a win. It's kind of like how the wild card situation works, and all that. As we said, well, right now I'm not going to do that. Wait. You can't do that off the computer or on the Xbox and just be listening to your phone or watching on the computer. How can't you do both? I don't want to do this. Hold on. Yeah, you probably can. Okay. All right, cool. And for those wondering, well I'm waiting for the commercials now because the kickoff's going to start. But after this, commercials, injury timeouts, all timeouts, as well as halftime, we'll be doing hockey broadcasts during those timeouts. And and then we'll go back to football unless there's like a how do I explain this? Like instant a huge scoring opportunity or something. Then we'd obviously finish the call and then we'd go back to football. That's kind of how we're doing it. Ooh, nice. All right. Give me a second. Pull some stuff up. All right, we are ready to go. Here, let's update some of those scores that we didn't talk about in the NHL. Canadians won 5-2. Red Wings won 4-2. Penguins had a 3-0 lead. Islanders came back a little bit, but then the Penguins won. We have a game currently. It started in Minnesota. Hopefully the Wild beat Ottawa. A game in Vegas as well, Calgary and Vegas, and then an 8:30 game in Chicago and a 9 o'clock game in Los Angeles. Oh, nice. Okay, so Commanders are getting ready for kickoff. For anybody coming in late, Also, still in the fourth quarter in those NBA games, but a minute left, a 13-point lead for Indiana, a 30-point lead for Atlanta, 3:43 left. So it looks like the Hawks and the Pacers are going to win their games. Third quarter, Miami's up by 3, 11:24 left against Houston. And at halftime, it's a 16-point lead for the best team in the West, Oklahoma City, over Memphis. And then there's one last game in the NBA. It starts at 9, San Antonio and Minnesota. Okay, so this game, but this is the big football game. For anyone wondering, we'll explain it again. Washington, with a win, eliminates the Seahawks from the postseason. They also clinch with a win into the playoffs, and they are... And a tie would also clinch them into the playoffs, so that it would not eliminate Seattle outright. A win by Atlanta, they would be out into the postseason. No, they would not. They would be able to take care of their own destiny. Atlanta's have to return. Also, another interesting thing: both of these head coaches are former New Jersey football players. Dan Quinn from Morristown High School, the Morristown Colonials in Morris County, and Raheem Morris from Irvington High School in Essex County, the Irvington Blue Knights. I don't think they ever played. Actually, you know what? Actually, I think they did play in the postseason, but way after both of these gentlemen graduated. But yes, in the 80s for Morristown, Dan Quinn, and for the 90s for Irvington, Raheem Morris. And the former Blue Knights coach has the ball first. That's Atlanta. Hand off to Robinson. Gets a good gain. Robinson still spins, and he gets inside the 35, 3 yards away from the 40 on the first play from scrimmage. And this is Michael Penix, the rookie from Washington. He also started at the Indiana Hoosiers and went to Washington. He was the runner-up in the Heisman to Jaden Daniels. He was drafted in the first round by Atlanta. He made his first start last week against the New York Giants with a win. And they control their own playoff destiny with a victory. If not, they need to beat Carolina and hope the Saints, their arch rivals, can send them into the postseason with a win on the road against Tampa Bay. First down, Falcons to the 45. The Commanders are still in the driver's seat pretty much in the postseason with a win. With a loss, they will play Dallas next week. Now, I'm unsure with the Seattle win what the lane for the Rams to get into the playoffs is, because they have 10 wins. Again, unsure, but we'll have to see. It's a short throw over to Robinson. He gets a good gain for the Falcons. I'll take a look at that, actually. Like if Atlanta wins and LA loses next week. Shotgun snap, though, for Penix. Penix throws over the middle, incomplete on 2nd and 8, and it's third down for the Falcons. But Penix now is still in the shotgun. Penix arcs one. It's intercepted. Picked off by the Commanders. They're running with it at midfield. Inside the 40. Right about at the 37-yard line. Michael Penix is picked off by Washington. And they're happy about that in Tampa Bay. A good interception for the Commanders. They've got the football with good field position. Oh, wow. That's crazy. But Michael Penix underthrew it, and it's intercepted by Washington. They get the football in plus field position, just like that. So now the Commanders will start up now. Throw by Daniels is short, and it is caught for a first down. You know, that short catch that they were able to string together. And you can see that. Now, the Commanders, I think, if they win one of their games, no matter what Los Angeles does, yeah, they're in the playoffs. So it doesn't matter if they would have that because of strength, because of differential of wins. If they don't win the game here, they can win it next week. But if they lose next week against Dallas, as well as losing this week, I think they would need Seattle to win against Los Angeles. Oh, actually, no, it wouldn't matter. No, it wouldn't matter. Wait. Hold on. First down for the Commanders. I'm trying to make sure my math isn't correct. Is correct. No, LA would have the differential. Okay, so they have to win one of their two games. All right, I got it. They have to win one of their two games. They win one of their two games, they're fine. But if they lose two, it's highly unlikely that they get into the postseason. But they're driving right now, and they're in the red zone. They have the ball at the 15. He hands it off. And that's Brian Robinson, not Bijan, but Brian. Bijan 7, Brian 8. My Saints make. Hey, I like the Saints too. And they did not play well against Vegas today. But the Saints, if Atlanta loses this game, they can help the Falcons get into the postseason because the Saints would have to beat Tampa Bay for Atlanta to be able to get to the playoffs, and Atlanta would have to win. But they don't have to worry about the Saints if they can win this game here. Daniels lobs one into the end zone. It's high, and it's tipped incomplete. Sorry about that. Tipped incomplete. And this one just goes high off the fingertips. Canadian music, just want to let you know, if you get confused during this broadcast, during commercials, timeouts, ads, halftime, any stoppages, so I'm not just sitting here randomly talking, unless you guys actually have a point we can talk about. I'm going to go into other hot NHL games going now, and I'm going to broadcast them during those breaks. Throws to Jamison Crowder. He's short of the line to gain on 3rd and 9. He gets 8, and it's 4th and 1, decision time, but the decision should be easy, and it's to bring the field goal unit. It's not the decision that I see. I see Dan Quinn going for it on 4th down, 4th and 1. But they have the second highest percentage of completing 4th downs in the NFL. It's another important game tomorrow. The Lions can't clinch anything tomorrow. But if the Commanders don't win this game, the 49ers can eliminate their arch rival Seattle from the postseason. So there's that. Jaden Daniels throwing one into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. I did not see that. What a throw by Daniels into the end zone. 7 plays, 38 yards. And on 4th down, the Commanders strike first against Atlanta, trying to send themselves into the postseason. They saw Robinson, but the throw to the outside was perfect. And Jaden Daniels on the RPO option, a catch by Zacchaeus, who was a monster last week against the Eagles. The kick is right down Broadway, and with 9:33 to go in the first, Washington strikes first. It is 7-0. All right, Falcons getting the ball back on their second drive. And we'll flip to some NHL right now. All right, let's see. What do we want to do? Let's see. Well, let's go with the Wild. It's the first game. It's the game with the most time left. And the only team playing that I have a dog in the fight with. 7:54 to go in the first. Matt Boldy just kind of was going over there in St. Paul here. 5 shots all. Wild and Ottawa. John Merrill in his hometown, he's going to come onto the ice. Gaudreau will take the draw. Here, Ottawa picks in their big center. The face-off tied up, but then Ottawa trying to send it on through. It's an offensive zone face-off for the Senators. Hit by Merrill. Merrill tried to kick it aside. And the Wild trying to get it out. We do. Zach Bogosian wearing Matt Dumba's 24. Bogosian obviously came here a couple years ago. This puck is fluttered and over the glass, out of play. 7:37 to go in the first period. Wild have their final game, which will be a home game with wearing those great North Stars jerseys. On the final game of the calendar year, New Year's Eve, they host the Predators. So that'll be intriguing. We will get off this game once we get back to Landover, Maryland. But back in St. Paul, Wild win the draw. Bogosian back to Merrill. Merrill slams it in. Ottawa going back in their own defensive zone, trying to backpedal with it. Flipped off behind the net. And the Wild again try to tag up. They will. Shore shoots it in. Shore with a big hit. And the Wild trying to make some plays behind the goal. Chipped one in front, and it comes out the far wall. We hold it in. Back out to Jonas Brodin. Jonas the shot, shoots it, a save made. Rebound, and it's held. It is held, and we have a stoppage, and we're in Landover right now. We're back, so we'll go back to hockey later. Back in Landover. Here's the funny thing. We have 5. We got a chance, meaning a chance to win the game, a chance to come back and win the division. They will not be NFC East champions. They haven't won the NFC East since it was a different division back then. I think 99, 2000. Yeah, it was the last time the Commanders, back then the Redskins, won the NFC East. They beat Detroit in the first round and then lost to Tampa Bay in a game where they probably could have beaten them and could have advanced to the NFC Championship game against the then St. Louis Rams, but just did not have enough to beat Tampa Bay. So now Atlanta going to come on the field for the second time. They threw a pick earlier, and Washington went all the way down the field and scored with Zacchaeus touchdown, which they're showing right now on the big scoreboard here in Landover, Maryland. And this will be the final regular season game, a home regular season game. There's a high probability they'll land up in the 7th seed, so it's quite likely that they will be a team that would be their final spot in the playoffs, and that this would be their final home game, period. But they could jump up to the 6th. Green Bay losing definitely helped Washington to be able to do so. But the Commanders would have to beat Dallas, and the Bears would have to beat the Packers for them not to be a 7 seed. Also saying that they'd win here. That throw is incomplete. The Commanders are picking it up, but they said it's incomplete, not a fumble. Good breakup, though, for the Commanders. And Penix just missed that throw. Tried to run somewhat of a curl route. And the big receiver just got his log jammed by the big, strong safety for Washington. That Chin Jaden Shin, who's just a strong defensive presence. Trey, you'll like this. I didn't realize this. Cates for Phillies on a 5-game goal streak. Try to get it to 6 against Los Angeles. Kyle Pitts picks up the first down. And Kyle Pitts is going to put Atlanta in good field position. He's been a strong player for them, a catalyst for them. Kyle Pitts, who is third all-time with catches as a rookie. He did that in 2021. Just behind Mike Ditka. And, of course, that record was passed today by Brock Bowers. But Kyle Pitts, the 4-year veteran from the University of Florida. What a strong player he is. And it's going to be Robinson for a short gain. And second down, and Kirk Cousins not playing right now, but this is the team that drafted him. But it would not be. They say they will cut him. It is not likely that he would start next week against Carolina in their final home regular season game. They're hoping it's not their final home game. With a win here and a win next week there, they can decree that it wouldn't be their final home game. They wouldn't even know who they would play, though. You'd think about Detroit, possibly. Right now, if the season was done today, it's funny, Detroit would go to Tampa Bay, which is one of the teams that actually beat the Lions early in the season because of Minnesota's win. And Detroit plays tomorrow against San Francisco in a rematch of the NFC title game. It's where their season ended last year, but there's something to build upon. But they can't win their division or clinch the 1 seed. Pumps, Penix throws a roller, incomplete. Another thing here, if Atlanta wins, and it's fourth down, it'll be a punt. If Atlanta wins and tomorrow San Francisco wins, it would mean that 4 divisions would all be decided next week. Oh, that snap was not to his liking. And that would be the NFC North, the NFC South, the NFC West, and the AFC North. But the Falcons are going to try a field goal attempt here, a 46-yard field goal attempt to get back in this football game. Snap is good, hold is good, kick is right down Broadway. The deficit is 4, 7-3 Washington, but we have a flag. And it might be on Washington. That's what they're saying. Offside on the Commanders, and it will be a first down. Dan Quinn not happy about that. And for Sans Riddle, the rookie, to be lined up in the neutral zone gives the Falcons a fresh set of downs. I did. That was funny. Let's see those other NBA scores. Their final, Indiana beats Boston. Some revenge. Atlanta beats Toronto. Atlanta Hawks. They're still in the third quarter. Rockets up by 9 at home against the Heat. And they're in the third quarter still. Thunder are blowing out Memphis. A first down picked up by the Falcons. He tried to jump a man, and it could not, but a big first down picked up by Atlanta. And then, of course, the 9 o'clock NBA game and 9 o'clock NHL games later. Well, 9 o'clock NHL game. Any moment now, they should be. All right, they started. I was going to say in Chicago between the Stars and the Blackhawks. Then we got one more NHL game left. That's LA and Philadelphia. Then we got football. We got everything. Penix is in the pistol. First and goal at the 10. Penix gets a snap. Handoff Robinson. Robinson, that's a line of scrimmage. Robinson's going to cut back, and he gets to the 6. It'll be second and goal. And play to Bijan Robinson. You kind of see he cuts back. He gets the guard from Jake Matthews. His father was an all-pro lineman. His uncle was an all-pro defensive lineman. His father is a Hall of Famer, and his cousin Clay Matthews is one of the greatest defensive players that ever played for the Green Bay Packers. I mean, you might put him behind just Reggie White, I would think, possibly. That'd be a tough list. Throwing out of bounds, and Michael Penix misses his man. It's 3rd and goal for the Falcons. Let's see what Coach Morris puts up here, what they'd like to do with the football. They have a strong offensive line to the Falcons. Penix making sure all of his linemen hear the play. They all know the plays. Most of them are scripted, but making sure that they hear them. Washington is backing up. They feel like they might know what this sort of play watching film is. Oh, they're backing up for sure. They look very confident the way they're going. Here's Penix throwing to the back of the end zone. Dropped. Flag is down. And it looks like it's on Washington. It is. Pass interference, and it's on the Commanders. It's on Davis. And 1st and goal, I believe, from the 1. Yep, 1st and goal from the 1 for Atlanta. So 2 stupid defensive penalties by the Commanders are giving Atlanta a chance to tie this game. A terrible pass interference with the receiver going out the boundary, and then previously the neutral zone infraction that didn't make a lot of sense. Wild have scored. It's 1-0. Declan Chisholm. Touchdown, Bijan Robinson. Touchdown, Falcons. 1 yard out, a 70-yard, 10-play drive. And Bijan Robinson and the Wildcat just followed the block of his backup tailback. And the Falcons are an extra point from tying this ball game. Well, there you go. The kick is right down Broadway. We are tied at 7 apiece. The Atlanta Falcons have tied this game at 7. Thanks to Bijan Robinson. They go to break. We'll go to a game. All right, let's see. So as we said, Declan Chisholm gets the goal for the Wild. Let's go to... Well, again, we're going to go to the games with the least amount of time remaining. Let's go to... let's finish that game up. Back to St. Paul. Wild and Senators. First period. Closing in. Chisholm with the goal. And there's Brodin, and it's deflected wide. There's Johansson, and we got a whistle for a high stick by the Wilds. Minute 14 to go in the first. And Hartman just had one stopped. And Hartman has the most shots without a goal since November 21st. 44 shots on goal, no goals. And he hasn't scored in over a month.
The first thing you do is, in your own mind, this isn't going for me. I got to move. And you change the way you play, and then that streak gets longer and longer and longer. But
Eriksson Ek lost the draw. Ottawa holds it in, tries to come up, but the red line they do. Cut inside. Backhander off the boards. There's a shot fanned on it. While trying to get the puck out of the zone, it deflects out of play. And 1:01 to go in the first. And offside was the call. Chisholm has his first NHL goal, and it's the go-ahead right now. Ottawa does lead in shots by 1, 9-8. Big face-off in the Wild zone. Face-off won by the Wild. Deflected out behind. Looks for Matt Boldy. Boldy along the corner boards. Boldy slips one through. Gaudreau drops it along. And that shot wired, crossed off the glass, and Zuccarello swings in. Zuccarello towards the goal. Save made. Rebound. It's held. It's held, and they're back in Landover, so we'll go to that. And by that time, we'll have a different game to do because they are. That game's like 50 seconds left in the first. All right. Hey, Miami cut that lead by a lot. It's 79-77, Houston, in the final seconds of the third quarter there. But Atlanta going to kick off here. First drive, Atlanta turned it over. Washington scored, and then Atlanta scored. So kind of even now. Atlanta helped Washington out with the turnover. Washington helped Atlanta out with the dumb defensive penalties. Actually, I don't know what you're doing, but hopefully the draft is going well. So you will be able to multitask. You did tell me you'll be able to do the draft. You'll be able to watch the games. You'll be able to play your video games. You'll be able to do 3-4 things at the same time. I hope you will be able to do that. All right. Back to Landover. We're only doing those hockey games in the breaks. Hand off to Robinson. Robinson is jammed by 3 Falcons. And he'll lose yards. And that's Brian Robinson we're talking about, not Bijan. .440 and change to go in this first quarter. We are tied at 7. A win by Washington or a draw, and the Commanders are going to the playoffs. Daniels fakes the give. Daniels tries to step around. He scrambles. Daniels is sacked. Third and a long way for the Commanders now. As Bertrand got to the quarterback and bum rushed at left guard. And he also came off the running back Brian Robinson's block. And Bertrand with a huge sack flipping over Jaden Daniels. Daniels in the gun on 3rd and 23. Daniels steps up, throws a high pass, caught by Zacchaeus. Zacchaeus tries to split the defense. Zacchaeus is still on his feet, and now he's pushed back by a flock of Falcons. Commanders punt coming. So the first punt by either of these teams, it was interception, touchdown, touchdown. Well, now, for the first time, we'll see the punter. And the Falcons are going to get the football now. Tress Way to punt it for Washington. And Way gets away from actually being hit. And a decent return for Atlanta. Going to be pushed back around that 25-yard line. And that's where the Falcons' drive will start with 2:48 to go in the first quarter. And another stoppage. Yeah, man, these Sunday night games take way too many stoppages. 2:48 to go in the first. We'll slide over to some hockey. Scoreless in Vegas, 1-0 with Wild. All right, perfect. We'll go to Dallas and Chicago. All right. 2 shots for the Hawks, 1 for Dallas. About 11:10 to go in the first. Stars and Blackhawks. For those coming in now, we have football, but they're on commercials, so we're going to this game. We can't show the television, but we can stream it almost like a radio call, so just listen that way. But right now we're commercial. I'm not sitting around a commercial, so what we're doing is On all breaks, we do hockey. Right now, Dallas tried to swing one at the side of the net and was denied by their goaltender. Trent is back. Because Trent, I see you're back, but like the icon says that you're not watching, even though that's not true. It's weird. So I never know if you're actually there or not. That's why I always ask and I always mention you. If that makes sense? Because the thing is off sometimes. But an offensive zone draw for Dallas now. And if you have any questions, you want to talk about anything, let me know. Trent. They're going to get back to Landover in a second, so this face-off, and we'll just call it. Big draw for the Stars. They win it. Held in Henley. It's deflected away. Dellandrea trying to get the puck. He slipped on the one hand. Comes off the corner boards. Step back away from the Zamboni doors. Try to deflect it on through. Connor Bedard has the puck for Chicago. And Connor Bedard's going to lift in. Hold. Twist on the backhand. Waits, delays. Sends one on the long. Bertuzzi gets hit. And it comes out behind. And Hanley is going to sky this back through. But it's turned over. Backhands one through after he left boards. There's a shot snared and held by Ottinger. We're back to Landover. 3-2 Philly. 3-2 Philly. .248 to go in the first. Penix is in the gun. Penix pitch to Bijan Robinson. Robinson crosses the line of scrimmage. He's going to turn upfield, and he gets close to the line to gain. It is second and very short for the Falcons. They're starting to really run the football here. And you see the toss to Robinson and the stutter step. Atlanta has not been to the playoffs since 2017-18. And they beat the Los Angeles Rams in the first round, and they lost to the eventual Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles in the second round. That's how long they've waited to go to the postseason. We have flags all over the field. In fact, since that year, there have only been two division winners of the NFC South, and that's New Orleans and Tampa Bay, who are both playing each other next week. A flag on the play. It's a false start on Warner. And if Washington wins this game, then Tampa Bay against New Orleans, who had some of those division titles, can win. I believe that'll be their fourth straight division championship. 21-22, 22-23, 23-20. Yep, that'll be their fourth straight NFC South title. They hosted Philadelphia and Los Angeles in that first go-around. Robinson up the gut, and Robinson doesn't get much. It'll be third and long. 2 years ago, they hosted Dallas, and then last year they hosted Philadelphia. And it appears that the winner of the NFC South is going to be the 4th seed, although there's a possibility if Seattle wins their division that they would be the 4. Although I'll say this, if Washington wins this game, we know that the winner of the West is going to be the 3 because it would be the Rams. And then the 4 wouldn't have enough wins. The throw in the flat to Robinson is incomplete. Penix thought he had him for a touchdown, but he overthrew Bijan Robinson. And Reed Moore saying that would have been a touchdown, but it's all good. We'll get him in the next offensive possession. Falcons are going to have to punt. So this game's been even as you can. Turnover. Gifted a scoring drive. Penalties. Gifted a scoring drive. Punt. Punt. Very even. Pinion will punt. Also, if you remember back in the Red Zone stream, we talked about how, they would have to wait to see what the Monday night game the Sunday night game would be next week, as the Commanders are getting a good return out of this, and they will be a bounce out right around the 28-yard line of Washington. But, if the Packers won, they'd have to wait to see if they clinch a 1 seed. How important would that game be? Especially if the Commanders win here and the West is done. I think you're basically sold on that Sunday night game being Detroit, Minnesota. I don't think they schedule them until either tomorrow or Tuesday, but you still got that really important game. But the AFC is done until next week. And only one division left to be decided in the AFC. Most teams are clinched in a seed. The 1 and 2 is clinched in the AFC. The 4 is also clinched. The team in the 3 is not, but we know the only 2 teams it can be. Mostly it's just the wild cards between Los Angeles Chargers and the loser of the AFC North. A good pickup for Zach Ertz and the Commanders. They get close to the line to gain. It will be 2nd and 1 for Washington. And they don't have to snap another play. They don't have to do another play if they don't want to. Under 15 seconds left. If they want to run a play, they can. The play clock has more time in it than the game clock in this quarter. And they're not going to. End of the first quarter. 2nd and 1 coming up to start quarter number 2. This game is tied 7-7. Commanders and Falcons. But they're going to go to commercial, and the second quarter will start in Landover. Remember, the Commanders getting the ball to start the second half. Getting the ball to start the second half. Let's go to NHL. I believe there is end of the first. Yep, so we're Dallas again. All right. Dallas, Chicago. Here we go. Jamie Benn is in the box. A power play coming for the Blackhawks. Teuvo Teravainen wins the draw. Comes right back out. Seth Jones. Jones hands it over to Bedard. Bedard a shot. Score! Connor Bedard, and it's 1-0 Blackhawks. And that came 7 seconds into the power play. Connor Bedard slunk one right under the legs of Jake Ottinger. And a power play goal. And that's how long Jamie Benn stayed in the box. For those going, why do I hear a Blackhawks horn and we have football? Why is he doing hockey? Bertuzzi went to the goal on that one and deflected it. It'll be his goal. What we're doing is we're not broadcasting football. We are, but during commercial breaks, there's no reason for me to just sit here. That's dumb. So during breaks, we're doing hockey broadcasts around the league. And then once we get back to the football game, we get back. We do the football. And Trent, I'm sorry I have to explain that to a newcomer. Turnover, here come the Stars. And Rope Hintz turned it over. But they actually are giving it to Bedard. He never touched it. Bertuzzi didn't. But a backhand feed and try to find Taylor Hall to deflect that in. The 4th shot on goal, and it goes by Ottinger. Here comes Chicago. Penalty coming up. It's on Dallas. Power play to the Hawks again. They just scored on the power play. And they're going to the penalty, and now we're going to Landover, so we'll be back to that. Bichsel will take the penalty for the Stars, but a slashing call on Bichsel, and Chicago goes to the power play, already leading 1-0 thanks to Connor Bedard. So we're starting the second quarter here in Landover, Maryland. Oh, so here we go. So the Commanders can also go to the playoffs if either Atlanta or Tampa loses in their game. They're doing a Wildcat formation right now for Brian Robinson. He gets a good pickup. Now, it's funny. They said something on the screen of, Atlanta wins next week with 1 win out of these 2 and a loss by Tampa. Not true if they win this game. Because then all they have to do is win, I think. Right? Because it's a hold on Grady Jarrett from Atlanta. Right, because Atlanta got 9-7. Tiebreaker. Tampa wins 10-10. Tiebreaker. Right, yeah. No, I'm correct. Okay, I'm correct. Because Atlanta swept the season series. Robinson. It's a good gain for Washington early in this second quarter. 7-7 our score. Second to last game in week 17. The final game coming up tomorrow in Santa Clara. The 49ers hosting the Lions. That stinks. This is fantasy, or this is like the expand. This is like the draft thing for the PS5. Shotgun snap, Daniels. Zacchaeus mirrors the slot. He's running a go route. Daniels pressured, throws short, underneath. Not for Zacchaeus. I can't see who that is. Atlanta's trying to punch the ball out. It might have been Brian Robinson, the tailback, actually. And it's third down. No, that was his name, number 17. He's had a bunch of strong catches this year. One of the best receivers. Terrell Jr.'s guarding that same guy who caught the pass. Daniels fakes the give. Daniels throws over the middle. Caught. Crowder. First down. A great play by Jamison Crowder, who crossed over the middle. What do you do with the players? You're playing in a fantasy. I'm confused. This is a fantasy league. Like, what are you doing? Are you just doing it so the guy can tell you to say who's drafting who? 7-7. Still here. Jaden Daniels. They're marching inside the 25-yard line. I might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage on the screen to the tailback, and second down. Daniels takes the back out, throws over the middle. Zacchaeus, first down. Zacchaeus is inside the 15-yard line, and a first down for the Commanders. Yeah, so like, is it fantasy, Josh, or Trent, or is it just like there for fun, so you can go back on the stream and see a YouTuber broadcasting your team? Like, I'm confused. Anyway, what a route by Zacchaeus. And they are moving this football right now. Daniels in the gun. Tight end comes in motion. Fakes the handoff. Jaden Daniels trying to do a quarterback keeper. Is going to get sacked. And 3 flags come in. I don't even know. The tackle looked fine. Did they grab his face mask? No, it's a hold on the Commanders. So it'll be 1st and 20 as Tyler Biadasz got called for a hold. So mark him back behind the 20-yard line for the Commanders. Daniels in the gun, throws high, it's picked off. Intercepted by Atlanta. Gets to the 20, now to the 25. He's knocked out at the 28. So Penix threw a pick, Daniels throws a pick, and the Falcons get the football. 10:37 to go in the first half. We're still tied at 7. 7 apiece. Daniels. Bit of a lower throw, but the linebacker leapt up to get the football. And he said, "That's on me." Well, it is on you, and you'll be on the sideline watching as Penix will get the ball back. Atlanta with the football, tied at 7. All right, here we go. Let's check. NHL. I think the other 2 games should be in the second by now. No. Really? No? Oh, they're about to start. Okay. They're about to start in St. Paul, but we're going to stay in Chicago again. Go back to Chicago. So the Stars are on a power play right now. They are on a power play, trailing by 1. Here comes Bork. Bork drops it off to Stankoven. Stankoven slinks it over to Bork. Bork looking, and it lampooned over to Evgeny Dadonov. Here comes Thomas Harley. Harley over to Stankoven. Stankoven right circle, shoots at a save made. Here's Bork behind the net. Bork looking for Dadonov. Dadonov, Deeks, delays, and the penalty's over. Late man's out of the box. That's Blake, and that one just missed. Shot Stankoven, and it just missed. Chicago tries to slip it out to center. They do. Blackhawks make changes, but they did not get quickly enough. Here's a break the other way. Fakes, backhander, save made, save, rebound. They score! The Stars have tied it. Jamie Benn. A little bit of revenge for him, and Dallas has tied this hockey game. Well, Chicago did what you'd think is the right play. They chipped the puck to center ice, then changed because they were like, well, we can change now. But Dallas quickly saw that they were changing and made 1 pass, 2 passes, and then Dadonov made the initial 3 shots. But at the other side, after Stankoven sent it through, after the initial 2-3 saves, Jamie Benn sticks the trash into the wastebasket, and a huge goal for the Dallas Stars. They've tied this game. Remember, he was in the penalty box for the early power play goal, and he's tied it up with 2:48 to go in the opening frame. His 8th this year, 391 career goals, and the 2nd in franchise history, the most obviously held by the great Michael Modano. It's shot in, and away we go from the goaltender. Its puck is poked aside, away from Taylor Hall. Hall on the high stick. Hall slips out to center ice. He'll chip it to the boards. And that's going to be that for this game right now, because we have football back in Landover, Maryland. Here's Michael Penix. Penix. In the gun, motion comes. Handoff up the gut, and about an 8-yard gain for Atlanta. 10:30 running to go in this first half. Remember, the Commanders are getting the football back to start the second half because Atlanta received the ball, drove a little bit, and then threw an interception. Penix threw an interception, and you're seeing how Daniels gave the ball back to the Falcons with an interception of his own. Second and 2, Penix hands off. Inside zone, they get the first down, and they get inside, just past the 40-yard line, and getting close to midfield. Nice drive for Atlanta. Okay, apparently, my Michigan Wolverines are winning, but apparently Ottawa just tied the game. 1-1 in St. Paul, not what you want. Basketball time. All right, let's go. 3:44 to go in the fourth quarter. They're tied at 92 in Houston. Ooh, Heat and Rockets. 4:30 in the fourth quarter. The blowout's not as sizable, but it's still a blowout for Oklahoma City over Memphis. Throwing down in a single coverage. Incomplete. No flags. And it's 2nd and 10. As he threw a bit of a rub route down the sideline, did Michael Penix, and just misses his target, which is Hodge. And good coverage by Sandstrom, the strong safety for the Commanders. Michael Penix can't believe that. Penix looks back at the line. Penix steps up, launches one. First down for Atlanta, and he's taken out of bounds hard. I wonder if they're going to throw a flag for late hit out of bounds. They don't. And that's where Morse says he was hit way hard, and the ref said, "Oh no, it's fine." In other words, forward momentum carried him. What a whip of a throw by Michael Penix. He's gotten better. He's gotten better just with reps. I think that's what's been. He got he had first team reps at times in practice, but he's just gotten reps and reps and reps. And this guy could have a phenomenal season next year, because he'll be able to really be the guy if Kirk Cousins truly is cut from the Falcons, or at least leaves. He is forced down. Washington brings him down there. Bijan Robinson, we're talking about, but a decent gain for him. 1,235 yards, the most Falcons player with that amount of rushing yards since Michael Turner when he had 1,340. He was their great tailback, along with Steven Jackson on those, 10 to 11, 11 to 12, 12 to 13 teams. Spearheaded by Matt Ryan. Penix hands off to Robinson. Robinson carrying Commanders inside the 30. What a drive for the Falcons. They're using a lot of clock. We're inside 7:30 left. The young running back from Texas. Talking about Bijan Robinson being an actor. I mean, he's a great. He's killing the role of a top-tier tailback. I'll tell you that right now. Penix gives that to the backup running back, who's going to give good, sizable yards. And a chunk of gain, a big gain with some chunk in the yards. Penix under center. Penix fakes the handoff. He's blitzed. He's hit immediately. And the tailback is hit immediately. And there's a flag. And I think this is on the hit on Penix. Dante Fowler, another former Florida Gator, hit him way too late. Roughing the passer on the Commanders. Yeah, that one doesn't make any sense for Dante Fowler to take. Not even trying to hit him. Yes, Philly. Let's check that, because 9:16 those games should be on. San Antonio, Minnesota. It's 13-10 Spurs for the NHL. 1-0 LA right now for the Kings and Flyers. Who has the goal for Los Angeles? It is Kevin Fiala. Strong player he is. And they're under the end of the first in Chicago. 1-1. Still scoreless in Vegas, though. Flames and Golden Knights use Bijan Robinson down the sideline. Robinson, good gain. He may have gotten the first. If not, he got very close. And there's that Golden Globe guy again. Bijan Robinson. Oh, what a move he makes. Around a first edge, and then that second edge, he just got right through on St. Just. And if he could have stayed in bounds, he might have scored a touchdown there. Biggest thing for Atlanta, I think, is just the way they moved the clock. Because remember, the Commanders are getting the ball to start the second half, so you don't want them to go 2 for 1. Handoff Robinson, trying to hit the corner. First down, Robinson, is he in? Yes! Touchdown! Falcons, their first lead. Bijan Robinson with his second touchdown of the half. He scored on the Wildcat touchdown, and they take the pick all the way into the end zone. Bijan Robinson goes Pater, and it's 13-7 Falcons. Want to play those twinkle toes to get it in, and they're loving him on the Falcons bench. Oh, they're looking to see that. So they may bring this play back. They're saying the ball may not have been in even though the foot was in. So they're going to review to see if he scored. Robinson may not have. Now, if he didn't, it's still going to be a first down. It would be first and goal. Okay, no touchdown. First and goal from the half-yard line. They're Atlanta, though. You know what? Let's just give it to Robinson up the gut again. A lot of plays you could run here. The only thing that really hurts, Robinson is not in the backfield. He pops in. Only thing that really hurts here for Atlanta is to take a sack or obviously a turnover. Quarterback keeper Penix did not get there. I know he flashed the ball over the goal line. He did not get there. He did not break the play, and he thought he did initially. Penix was also worried about that ball getting knocked out, which would have been another terrible play. He tried to reach over. There's the reach. He extends it. If he would have extended it maybe for a second or two, he probably would have gotten it, but he's worried about getting that ball knocked out. I know they give it to him, but now he's talking to Robinson. You wonder if maybe Bijan Robinson pushes him into the end zone. But instead, they're going to give it to Robinson, who's going to go to the corner. Touchdown, Falcons. This one counts for sure. Bijan Robinson will finally have his second and a half. Took a little longer than he would have liked, but it's 13-7. Robinson was speaking to Michael Penix before the snap, and it looks like he was going to splurge up the middle and instead just went right to that corner. And now he's got the touchdown, and the extra point is right down Broadway. 14-7 Atlanta with the lead. 4:24 left in the second. A long drive, and Washington getting the football. Down by 7. All right, here we go. Back to some NHL hockey. Where do we go? I know you want the Philly game, but listen, that game, not a lot of time left there. I mean, it just started. We'll do that in a little bit. We'll see. Let's go to which has the least amount of time remaining. And St. Paul does. So we'll go back to St. Paul. Least amount of time remaining in a period is how we're going to work things. And this is what we'll do next week with the Sunday night game, and if I do a night game with football for playoffs. Wild hold the zone. Spurgeon hands it over. There's a shot, and it was denied. Zuccarello back to Boldy. Power play. We're on it. Boldy holds the line. Delays one. Drops it off Jared Spurgeon. Jared back to Marco. Marco drops it off to Matt Boldy. Matt to Marco. Marco to Matt. They play catch. Matt right hash. Matt flips back. Marco goes into the low slot. Matt tried to pick the corner and could not. Matt's now behind and tried to backhand it over to Jared Spurgeon, and Jared couldn't keep it in. He'll go right back out to Philip Gustafson to play. Jared Spurgeon skates in. Jared's going to move in. Right circle. Jared holds. Shoots. He hit the crossbar. Oh, what a chance. Joel Eriksson couldn't keep that through, and it's sent all the way down. They are going right back to Landover quickly, apparently. Jared Spurgeon, drop pass. Sent right back out to Matt Boldy, over to center. And Marco drops it on along. The next exit clearance for Ottawa will go right back to Landover. There's a shot from Matt Zuccarello, and try to deflect that one through. Boldy comes right back out off the slot, and this puck sends to center, so we'll do that. I think. Unless they're... I don't know what they're doing. Atlanta kicks us out of the back of the end zone. For Philly? Okay. All right, so they're looking at the read option play. Yeah, this team has been a strong team with their read option, but yeah, so Philly. Washington has been real good on this read option. You can see how they've been moving the football, but Atlanta has crunched a lot of clock. They've kept Daniels off the field. Commanders are going to be in a lot of trouble, though, if they give this ball away too quickly and Atlanta comes back and just lances off another long drive. But instead, Jaden Daniels is going down the sideline, first down and more, and he's using his legs to cut apart the Falcons' defense. They're in plus territory suddenly. Great run by Jaden Daniels. In the shotgun, he had the motion. He faked it to Robinson. And that left side of the field was wide open for Jaden Daniels to pick up the first down and a ton more. This is a good option team. As we know, Brian Robinson gets the sweep. He cuts inside the 40. But we have a flag down, and this might be on the Commanders for a hold. It is. It's a hold on the rookie Coleman, the guard. All right, there's a man down with 3:46 left in the second. It's the center for the Commanders. That is not a good injury for them. All right, they're going to go to break. We will go where? Where will we go? Where will we go? Who has the least amount of time? The Wild. All right, back to St. Paul we go. Still tied at 1. All right, Brock Faber is on the ice. Marco Rossi was going in to take the face-off. Instead, Ryan Hartman goes in to take the draw. Ryan does not win the face-off, but he cuts in to get the puck back. Ottawa slides in along their own end and chips it out to center. Would have been an offside against Ottawa. We got the puck. We'll slink it in off the corner boards. Turn it over again, and here comes Ottawa. Reg backhand flips this across, and a turnover again by the Wild. But Wild get it right back. Brock Faber again. Settled this one down. It's chipped off an Ottawa stick and goes right back to their goaltender to play it. Backhand flip through. Brock Faber takes the hit. Dropped it off to center. And backhand chipped across. Sanderson goes back to play it for Ottawa. Settled at center off the red line, and Tkachuk chases the play. Gustafsson rings it along the boards. A tap pass, and it's Foligno. Foligno banks it off the boards, and it glances off the glass and back off the Ottawa goaltender. And Gaudreau tried to go get it, banked along, and back out Stützle. Chance for Ottawa. Settling in, they are offside, and now we are going to Landover once again. Looking at this starting center, not happy. He's going to go into 10. So now you got a backup center. This is a chance for Atlanta to ramp up the heat defensively. You have a backup center, Michael Dieter, who has one start in 16 games played. Now, he did play a couple weeks ago in week 15. But there's a real chance for the Falcons. And right after they had to change the center, Atlanta sacks Jayden Daniels. A brand new center in the game who hadn't played in 2 weeks. And the linebacker, Jaden Ellis, who I think was the one, he was the one that intercepted Daniels earlier, blitzes, and then Daniels is looking at Ellis. He knows where Ellis is. He doesn't feel the pressure from the edge. And you also have the new chemistry of a center who hadn't practiced with the first team all week. Atlanta's running around and trying to configure these linebackers. Timeout, Commanders. And this is not a timeout to stop the clock. This is a timeout to figure out what we're doing, because Atlanta has discombobulated this Commanders offense like we haven't seen all season. Even last week, they were able to do what they wanted to do offensively, even against Philly. But they look out of sorts right now. Daniels is in the gun. Falcons are pressuring Jayden Daniels. He's going to loft this one down out of bounds. Third and 30 coming up for Commanders. Yes, 3rd and 30. Oh, wow, okay. They do look good. All right. Atlanta has really been ramping up this defensive pressure. A short catch by Zacchaeus. And he is pumped out of bounds. Jesse Bates with the pressure. And it'll be 4th down. All right. Is that 2-minute warning? They're doing a break. I think they just punted the ball. Yeah, they just punted the ball. Okay, so they just punted the ball. All right, here we go. Back to hockey. NBA scores. Let's go. Least amount of time left is Minnesota Wild and the Senators. So we'll go back to that. I think they're a commercial. No, I think they just got out of commercial, and they're doing an ad read. So I'm not sure. No, they are going into commercial. They're going into commercial. All right. How about Vegas? The Flames in Vegas. Let's see if they're on commercial. No, they're not. All right. Olofsson sends one in front and a save made by Vladar. Vegas nearly scored. 7:40 to go in the second period. Still scoreless. Flames and Golden Knights. 23 shots favor Vegas. 2 years ago, they won the Stanley Cup. This puck is banked right off the far glass and behind. Eichel try to find one, and an offside with 7:22 to go in the second. Scotty Lott makes it 2-1 Flyers. Okay, wow. But Jack Eichel with the shot pass, and Stone just missed the net. Mark Stone just missed scoring on Dan Vladar. In fact, there are a couple of chances for Stone. And Stone is complaining about something. All right, face-off at center. Face-off won by the Flames. Calgary, were they offside? Yes, they were. Offside, he just lost the edge on the puck, and they're going back to Landover right outside the 2-minute warning. Boy, this first half is sped by. 14-7, they didn't punt. It was the 2-minute warnings. They did not punt. They're about to now on 4th and 20. And Atlanta's going to want to get a score here before they kick off to the Commanders to start the second half. Try again. That almost gets blocked. Booming punt, and it bounces out of bounds. There is a flag on the play, however. Not sure what that would be. It's a hold on the Commanders. So the Falcons are going to get some yardage for their return with a Commander hold. Now, I'm trying, if you notice me just kind of staring, I'm trying to figure out in my head if Tampa's eligible for the wild card. No, yeah, I think they are. Right, because they said if they lose, the Commanders are in the postseason with a loss. So that's what it is. The two NFC West teams are ineligible for the wild card, just the way strength of schedule and everything works. But the NFC South teams are, weirdly enough. So an Atlanta win. Now, if the Commanders win next week against Dallas, that's fine. But if they lose, they would need wins by the Panthers and the was the other team? The other team, the Saints. And if both those things were to happen, everyone wonders, what if the Falcons win this game and both teams lose next week? Falcons win the division. And then it would mean that the Falcons would play the winner of the loser of the NFC North. It's caught out of bounds. First down for the Falcons to the 30. They are driving this ball. They got blown out. There's a couple of weird ones like that. Well, look, the Bengals are on the precipice of going to the postseason possibly, and the Bengals could go on a playoff run the way Joe Burrow is playing. Now, I don't want to hear what Josh Allen. I think Joe Burrow might be the MVP. And they lost to the Patriots and couldn't score in the first game. Penix throws short, caught inside the 30, inside the 25, first down, stays in bounds, but Atlanta has all 3 timeouts, so there's no rush here. But we're under 30 seconds. They probably should start using some timeouts here. So they're going to want to get set up. But they have time. They have time right now. Atlanta does. Although They really don't actually now. They're under 20 seconds. Still with 3 timeouts. Penix throws, caught by Pitts. He's out of bounds, and they're saving all 3 of those timeouts. With 16 seconds left in the half, the Falcons up by 7, 14-7. Boy, a touchdown would be huge too. You go up by 14. Yes, you're kicking the ball off, but go by 14 and a drive like this, the way that they've manhandled the Commanders defensively. Penix is in the gun. Ball at the 21, so 1 yard outside of the red zone. Tipped in the air, it is dropped. Almost intercepted. Luvu, I think, was the one that would have picked it off. No, Cabrino. That close to ending the drive. The Commanders came a hair of an inch away from picking off Michael Penix for the second time in a half. And this great Falcons drive would have had no points on it. And that would have been a huge salvaging time for the Commanders. We should also mention, there's 11 seconds left in the half. The Falcons still have not used any of their timeouts. 3rd and 7. Penix stepping up. Now 8 seconds left. Throwing into the end zone. Incomplete. No flags. 6 seconds left. And the Commanders are going to get some benefit of the doubt because they're going to have to kick a field goal. That was weird. The Falcons didn't use any timeouts. It probably should have used a timeout when that clock was ticking under 40 seconds. And they could have slowed down and really evaluated. I guess the idea was, get the Commanders to kind of be on their heels, but Washington lived up to the defensive stand, and now field goal unit's going to come out for Atlanta. Younghoe Koo, 39-yard field goal attempt. This ball is drifting, and it is right down Broadway. He was looking like it was going to sail wide. The wind is starting to pick up, but with 2 seconds left, Atlanta has a 10-point lead. LA tied it? Okay. There's going to be games on Saturday? I didn't know that. He said there are going to be 2 Saturday games. Interesting. So that'll be a little different. I thought there was going to be all Sunday. No, it's going to be Saturday and Sunday. Again, I don't know when that's going to be announced. Either mid tomorrow or maybe afterwards. I would say I was going to say Tuesday if Green Bay would have won, because it would have made a Detroit win. You wait, Detroit wins. Maybe you don't do that because they've already clinched the 1 seed. They have nothing to play for. Minnesota, even with a a Minnesota loss probably could have put them down, but who knows? But on Saturday, you don't want to give them 2 terrible games. You probably so I would get, if I had to guess real quick for the Saturday games, if anybody's interested, if I was to guess, I would guess that that game that we're going to the half, but I would guess that it would be one of the NFC South games. You know what they'd probably do it Saturday to make people really watch? It would be smart. Make the 4:25 game. I would put as one of the AFC North games. So I'd say Baltimore, Cleveland, and then have the 8:20 game be. If Atlanta wins this game, have it be Carolina. Have it be New Orleans, Tampa. If Atlanta loses this game, have it be Atlanta, Carolina. But we'll see. Falcons up by 10 at the half, 17-7. We're going to go to an NHL game for the rest of halftime. But the Falcons are kicking off to start the second half. Commanders getting the ball back, but they trail by 10. Falcons 17, Commanders 7. All right. Where do we go? Where do we go, everybody? Game with the least amount of time left. They went to the second. It's Philadelphia, LA. So we'll do that real quickly, and then we'll jump back to Vegas. So they're at halftime right now. All right, 8 seconds left. Kings are going to bring it in. Anze Kopitar, the captain, drops it off. Quentin Byfield, left circle. Byfield shoots high, missed the net, and out to center, and that's the period. 2-2. Los Angeles with 6 shots. Philadelphia with 2 shots. That is the end of the first period in the City of Angels. All right, on to Vegas. Backhand feed, and it came right off the far wall and slithered into the Vegas zone. We are in Vegas here. Golden Knights and Flames. 1-0. Golden Knights did take the lead, and they try to strip it out to the red line and curl drag this puck off the corner. There's a lot of times in halftime, obviously. And then you got to the halftime show, so we'll go to Dallas, to Chicago right after this. Puck pinched at the red line. Settled over, Theodore takes a hit. Carlson tries to kick to the stick and chip it out to center. Was that a high stick by Hertel? No. Flames are back in their own zone, though. Calgary clanks it right back out. Theodore to move it. And the Golden Knights will try to send one across. Carlson sends it out behind. His team leading 1-0. Hertel comes back to Whitecloud. Hertel back out to the point. A point shot. Save made. Rebound. Vladar's got it with 2:09 left. And Nick Hague let it go. And Hertel was trying to bang the puck in and was unable to. You see the good passes, and they're showing a shot, a point shot that was deflected by Nick Holden. So Nick Holden has the go-ahead goal that was shot by Alex Pietrangelo for Vegas and Calgary. All right, Michael Backlund's going to take the draw for Calgary against the Cousins. Not Stone. Flames with a face-off. Backlund just lifted the stick of Stone and sent right out to Blake Coleman, the Dallas native who played for the New Jersey Devils and the Tampa Bay Lightning before his big contract with the Flames. Trying to bang it right off the corner boards. It settles out to the right circle. There's a shot high, and it goes off the glass. Actually, Samsonov might have gotten a piece of it. I think he did. Vegas tries to switchblade this out, but causing a turnover is Coleman. Coleman's deflecting pass was tipped along. Coleman's trying to cause an intercept and comes right back to center. Flames make sure they're onside. They'll keep the same guys on. Pass across, shot, one-timer, just missed the net. Samsonov went back into the butterfly. Backlund is hit by the Golden Knights forwards. Is that one settled along? And Dorobiev just sends it into the Flame zone again. Approaching a minute to go in the second. 25-21. Shots favor Vegas. 1-0 Golden Knights thanks to Holden. Flames force another Vegas turnover with the Golden Knights. Force a turnover of the Calgary's own. Here's Eichel, right circle. Eichel shoots at a save, Vladar. They didn't seal up the rebound, and Stone tried to tip it through. It could not. Kadri had his stick tied up. It comes right back out to the point. They delay the drive. Over to Pietrangelo. Drops it left circle. Back out to the point. There's a blast. Shot hit the glass. And Pietrangelo wires one across back to the left hash. Stone again. And Hanifin tried to one-time it against his old team. He could not. Stone drops it off to Pietrangelo. Pietrangelo wires one through. That's stopped by Vladar. And the Flames finally come away with some possession. Try to send it off the boards, but it's turned over. Pietrangelo again. And Calgary finally banks it off the stanchion and with some help out. And now they'll move it in. Anderson a shot. Just missed the net. 10 seconds to go in the second. My goodness, what a final minute. It's airmailed to center. And the Flames, are they going to do anything? They'll tag up. One last chance. 2 seconds. It's blocked away. And that's the second. Ooh, boy. Wow, wow, wow.
Both teams have some pretty good late chances. The Calgary Flames here really threatened it. Miromanov with the shot. It just gets a piece of Samsonov and Coronado's had more than a few looks tonight. Just that puck's rolling on him a little bit, or that would have been another dandy chance for him. We talked about Matt Stages being on the trip.
Wow, oh my goodness. And that game is over. Well, that period's over. 1-0 Vegas. All right, let's go. What else? NBA. For a second. Oh, Jesus. Heat won it. 104-100. What a clawback. Thunder beat Memphis by 24. 7:49 left in the second. 38-36 Minnesota over San Antonio. And the only game currently going on right now, it's 9.5. It's professionals, Dallas and Chicago. So let's go there. They're overviewing something Dallas just did. We are at the half right now. Stars took a lead. Jason Robertson is going to get the goal unless that was deflected. Was it deflected? That's be close to being tipped by Hintz. Not sure who they're giving the goal to. But they already scored. Is Robertson 12 seconds into the 5-minute major. 11:30 to go in the second. Heiskanen drops it off. Yes, we have hockey on right now because it's halftime. Ben sends it over to Robertson. Special teams have been huge in this game. Chicago has the puck behind their own goal. They're trying to get it out. Athanasiou. Villiers slinks it over off the zone and in. Remember St. Peter's? Oh, yeah. Well, Well, Trent, I don't know if you noticed. St. Peter's is only 40 minutes from my house. 35? It's not that far. Jersey City is where they play. So, of course, of course. Of course I know about them. And the prep school that's attached to them is like same distance. Yeah, that's about like a 35-minute drive from where I live. So 100% I know about them. Heiskanen tried to tie the stick up at the boards. Jason Dickinson against his old team, trying to pin the puck away. There's Wyatt Johnston and Robertson. Right over to Duchesne. Robertson again. Backhands it over to Heiskanen on the 5-minute major. Robertson again steps up. Right back to Duchesne. A high rolling puck. Duchesne back to Heiskanen. Heiskanen holding it in. Duchesne. Heiskanen. Can't talk about the Peacocks. What a team they were. Heiskanen right off to Duchesne. Duchesne settles to Ben. Ben short side. Blackhawks clear. 3:10 to go in the 5-minute major. They already gave up a goal to Jason Robertson on the kill. Duchesne drops it off to Thomas Harley. Stankoven's going that way. Harley dropped pass over to Stankoven. Stankoven tried to feed it over to Duchesne. He bobbles with it. Stankoven's trying to keep onside. Duchesne bobbles. Stankoven gets it right back, and it's swatted right over to Johnston. Johnston misses the puck. Chicago tries to send it the length of the ice to center, and now they get it to center ice. But Stankoven steals it right back, and Chicago's in transition defense. Right back up to Harley. Harley a drive and hit the glass. 2:35 to go in the 5-minute major. Harley another shot, and that one deflected wide of the net. All the other hockey games are at breaks, and we're at halftime. 17-7 Falcons ahead of the Commanders. Seahawks hoping the Falcons can hang on or their season is over. But back to hockey, here's Rope Hintz. He dekes his way by his former teammate Jason Dickinson. Right over to Johnston. Wyatt Johnston. Along the boards, Robertson. Robertson dekes, holds one, and slinks it away from the referee. Jamie Benn settles up by Robertson, and it's over to Hintz. Hintz behind the net. Hintz on a backhand. Freed one up to Johnston. Johnston sends over to Harley. Harley delays. Right at the right hash. There's Robertson. Robertson a shot, and it's gloved down and deflected out of play with 1:59 left in the man advantage. Yeah, that is crazy. Stars send it aside, and here's Heiskanen. Tries to burrow it in closer. Johnston fed out but to Hintz. Hintz delays. Ben looking over to Heiskanen. Heiskanen right circle. Robertson a shot, and that one was held with 1:33 left in the man advantage. Let me check while we're waiting on the stuff. If the NFL Week 18 schedule has come out. Not the games. The times. All right, no, they all say 1 p.m. So they're not going to, yeah, they won't decide yet. That's terrible. Minute 33 left in the power play. I'm monitoring. I think they'll start the third. That was a quick halftime. But I think they're about to start the third in Landover very soon. But we're going to stay here right now with this power play. Johnston over to Heiskanen. Now back to Robertson. Robertson a shot. It was denied to the corner again. Robertson comes right back off the boards. Looks for Ben, and Chicago clears the zone. 1 minute to go on the man advantage. Here comes Heiskanen. Heiskanen, he was pressured along by Dickinson. It's over to Robertson, who has a goal in this power play. This is a 5-minute major, and they've only scored a goal. Ben shoots high. It glanced off the glass, and it's going to go all the way down. Right Dodger. They're about to kick off Atlanta. Do play-by-play as once this power play's over, I promise. Stankoven dropping it off. Duchesne sends out the center. Matt Duchesne settling over Harley in the backhand out to Stankoven. Stankoven back to Duchesne. Duchesne slinks it out wide. Ben again. Just high. 20 seconds left in the power play. Duchesne. Stankoven. Ben's in front, and Ben missed the net. Ben settling one down. Late power play chances. Chicago trying to get it to center. 10 seconds left in the man advantage. Dropping it off the 2-on-2. Dickinson stays onside. They'll go back to center to reset. And the Blackhawks have killed the 5-minute major power play. And we're going to go to Landover. A decent return while I was doing that for the Commanders. Jaden Daniels is going to stand in. Whip one. Incomplete. But there's a flag. It was looking for Zacchaeus again. And a hold on the Commanders. And it will be another first down for Washington. On Cosme. Back to those Saturday games. I don't mind Jets-Miami being a Saturday game. That's not a bad one. Although MetLife's final game being on Saturday would be kind of funny. Robinson for a decent gain for Washington. The connecting extension I don't understand because I don't know what you're getting out of him, and he's getting older. The Tippett extension I love because I think Owen Tippett's a guy you can build around. He's a great two-way forward, and you may have remember this on a stream talking about this, but I was very disappointed when the Panthers traded him. You know I'm a Panther guy, and I thought he was going to be one of the guys to get them to the Cup. I remember when he was drafted from Mississauga. I wanted the Devils to pick him. I've always loved Owen Tippett, so that one. But back to football. Daniels is sacked. Jaden Daniels sacked again. This defensive front. And it's Ellis. He has been the game breaker. Ellis comes off the tackle, then just jets back into coverage again. And the Falcons come after Jaden Daniels. Tampa Bay's got to be somewhat nervous. Daniels is sacked again. On 3rd and 22, he's knocked back to the 15, but we have a flag. I didn't see anything defensively Atlanta did unless they held. It is on defense. It is on the defense. Wait. I'm confused. So, illegal contact, and it's going to be a first down. Here's what I don't understand. Because it's in coverage. Okay. I was going to say, that's dumb. He pushes off the tight end moving. My question was going to be, how is it a first down if it was like 3rd and 20 or 4th and 29? I don't understand that. But if it's, on a receiver, they're going to give the automatic first down. So the Commanders get a first down off of a dumb Atlanta penalty. Daniels launches one, caught, then dropped. Crowder dropped it. The offense is just out of sync here. Right, I agree. He's also, Tippett's very good defensively, which was what I liked about it. No, I totally agree. Daniels is in the gun on 2nd and 10. Hands it off. Brian Robinson takes a massive hit after he got close to the marker. Did he get the first down? Why did my voice crack? He did not. To my knowledge. Oh, the nose of the football just crept for the marker. First down, Falcons. They do move the chains. The most sacks since week 13, Atlanta. What had another, if not for that penalty, the illegal contact penalty. Commanders pick up a first down, but the flag comes raining in. And I think this is coming back for a hold. It is. Another hold on the Commanders. So 12:36 to go in the third. KJ Osborne gets called for a hold. So the Commanders are moving backwards again. And another thing that happened, I think, has really affected this game is this change with the center because of the injury. And that's a clear hold. It's okay, I said just a lot of speed coming up that second edge. Here's Daniels. Daniels tries to get out. Daniels jukes and has a man. It's Zach Ertz. A Falcon went down. Ertz gets the first down. He's across midfield. He's crossing the 40, and it will be a big first down for them. The Falcons wanted a call because one of their linebackers got pancakes, but there's none, and a huge gain for a Super Bowl champion tight end. Yeah, no, I agree. It is hard to do. Quick NHL score updates. Actually, NBA first. No, yeah. Dallas 3-1. Late in the second. Early in the third, 1-1 Ottawa, Minnesota. They're at the end of the second, still 1-0. 2-2 at the end of the first. Both the Flyers and the Kings at the second, 1-0 in Vegas. That throw is incomplete by Jaden Daniels. And quickly, the NBA. 1:24 left in the first half. 55-42, Timberwolves beating the Spurs. Daniels. Handoff up the gut and a good gain for McNichols for Washington. And it'll be third down now. Daniels in the gun. Daniels trying to get out. Pressured by the Falcons. He's going to pick up the first down and more. And he's inside the 25, and they're starting to get that space with their offense and their speed. Third quarter, a bit slower than that first half. Commanders trailing by 10. And that was why that stand was so big for them. Trailing by 10 and not 14. And make it a one-possession game. Daniels in the gun, ball at the 25. The Falcon 25. Daniels stands in, throws over the middle. It's tipped and dropped. McLaurin, that was the receiver I was trying to remember earlier. McLaurin drops it. No, I agree. I agree, Trent. But we'll see what they do. Sometimes teams sign a long contract and trade. Not usual, but they will occasionally do that. A.J. Terrell makes a great play defensively to make the deflection. You think that would happen? I could see that. I think they would really not want to move Pinto, but it could happen. On 2nd and 10, Daniels' throw is incomplete, and we have a huge 3rd and 10. Now they're in field goal range, and you only need one offensive score to really get back in this thing. For Atlanta, they have been not able to touch the football. Falcons, they got to get a long drive here after this. And for Washington, it would really behoove them to get like a 3 and out or a turnover or force some mistakes. Pressure, throws, short, caught. It's caught by Crowder, but he's short of the line to gain, and we got decisions for Dan Quinn. I'd go for it. If I was the Commanders, I would go for this. You're down by 10, sure, but it's 4th and 1. You've played very good defensively. Your offense is starting to catch a rhythm. Yeah, they're going for it. You got Brian Robinson in the backfield. So what's the likelihood that they actually snap a play? I put very highly. I think very highly that they snap the ball here. I don't even think he's going to try to hard count him. Yeah, they snap the ball. Play action fake. Bootleg for Daniels. He's going to try to run to the line. He gets it. First down. Commanders. What a play call. I don't think it's 1st and goal yet, but they are really marching this football. Atlanta hasn't seen it yet. And they played it again like in the passing position. And on 4th and 1, Jaden Daniels gets about 12. It's fairly realistic, but I really think they're going to move heaven and earth not to move Pinto. They don't want to move him if they don't have to. Handoff up the gut, Robinson to the 9. 2nd and short. And no, I think he was knocked out at the 13. So it's not 1st and goal. 2nd down. I'm going to say the Commanders haven't been to the postseason since 2020 to 21. They haven't been in the playoffs as a wild card, as a non-division winner, since 2007 to 2008. The first time with the new division changes, you had 3 teams from a single division make the postseason. Them, Dallas, and the eventual Super Bowl champions, the New York Giants. Jaden Daniels isn't sacked per se, but he was forced out of bounds, and he just walked out of bounds. So I guess, I don't know what you call that. A walking sack, 3rd down, and long for the Commanders. I like Pinto might be my favorite player. Oh, I like Chuck the toughness, but like a young player, Pinto might be. I see. I don't care about Greg. I really don't. I don't know him that well. I don't think he's that great of a player. Daniels throws into the end zone. Caught, but did he break the plane? Yes. Touchdown. Zach Ertz. Touchdown, Commanders. He did break the plane. It should be a touchdown for Washington. What a play. And it is. Again, the Wild wouldn't drop Marco Rossi. I can tell you as a Wild fan, they wouldn't drop Rossi. Cousins, Dylan Cousins. Again, you're picking young stars. These teams are not going to allow these pieces to go. Maybe some prospects in the minor leagues that they had to let go of. But Rossi plays every day. They're not going to let Rossi go. That would not be the guy that they would let go. But none of these players are leaving anywhere. I'm just being honest with you. All right. Halftime in Minnesota, 57-45. Timberwolves. Third period, 13:20 left, 1-1 in St. Paul. 1-0. Vegas in the third. 3-1. Very late in the second. Dallas. And the second, there's Philly and LA are tied at 2. Okay, here we go. 7:13 to go in the third. Commanders are kicking off. Down by 3. 17-14 Atlanta. It looked like it was going out of bounds, this kick, but taken out of the end zone to the 10, 15 to the 20, 25, 30, 29. 29-yard return. Penix is in the gun. Penix handoff outside Robinson. Bijan Robinson stacked up at the defensive line. And that defensive line just came out and crushed them. And right now Atlanta needs a long Lansing drive. That's what they got to do here. Penix in the gun. Robinson steps up as a blocker. They got the pass, but now the Commanders, they're just attacking a football now. They're converging. So one guy grabs them, the 3 comes. So they're going to have to get instant yards after catch or just slam the space. So right now, the Commanders are playing like this aggressive zone defense. They're either going to have to hit on some of these man-to-man concepts or figure out a way to get into the lanes where the Commanders aren't. If they go into a lane where Washington is, right now, Washington is not allowing any advancement. The tricky thing for this young quarterback is the way to kill him now is you got to attack on a long ball, man-to-man. He drops the football, there's a flag down. He recovers, but it'll be 4th down unless this flag's on Washington. Hold on Atlanta. That's what it looks like. Hold on the Falcons. They're gonna have to punt here. Yep, that's the problem with Atlanta right now, is the way it's on Bergeron. So the way that they have configured their defense now is that you're providing quarterback pressure, and they have aggressive zones, so they're limiting yards after catch. You see Dante Fowler gets the big chain there. The way to beat them is not easy for a rookie quarterback. Well, it's not really easy for a veteran quarterback either. You have to beat them with those long man-on-man balls. You got to find a man-on-man route you can run. You got to be able to pinpoint it and start doing that. We'll run the football, and that will stretch their defense out, and you can start running the way you want to run. But that's hard to do, and Penix never even got a throw off. So just like that, the punt down by the Commanders. And they will, this will be a punt. So the Commanders will get the football down by 3, but with a ton of momentum. Konechny to Winnipeg again. That one I think, no. They love Cole Perfetti. No. Because here's your problem. You're thinking of young players that have speed and could add value. What you're not understanding is they would have to take the contract, and these are everyday players. It doesn't make sense for them because you have to also understand these organizations' mindset. They believe that Cole Perfetti could be as good as Konechny or better. They believe they have a Travis Konechny that's more reliant at a younger age. Why would they trade for it? It wouldn't make sense on their end. I know what you need, but they have needs too. You can't feel like, oh, we need a number 1 center. Well, free agency draft. That's where, or you get a number 1 center, and it takes time for you to get a number 1 center. But all these guys you mentioned are everyday players. What you probably have to do, Konechny would probably go to a team that maybe has a strong piece in the AHL or a couple in Europe. You could probably get for a couple prospects, maybe sweeten in. You take a contract on an older over-the-hill player. Say, hey, we'll give you a 2nd-round pick and Konechny, and we'll bite half the contract. Or if you take the contract, we'll bite one of your older-the-hill top contract players who we'll get rid of at the end of the year, but we need these top-tier prospects from the farm system. That could happen, but an everyday player who's 21, 22, no. They like Lambert, but it's not bad. That's more doable than Perfetti. But you'd have to look at what the Manitoba Moose have. There's probably a top tier player that they have that you could probably do a deal with. Fakes the handoff. Daniels, we're back in this game. Daniels is going to pick up a 1st down. He's going to hurdle for a great gain. And the Commanders move the chains. Look at what Daniels did, hopping off the edge. Three, 2. Yep. 3rd period really winding down in St. Paul. We have a flag on the play here. False start on the Commanders. This 3rd quarter is really plodding along. It's not going at such a breakneck pace. $75 yards from penalties for the Commanders, 15 yards given by Atlanta. First and 15, they're blocking well, but it's deflected from the line. They blocked the blitzer, but he rolls his arm down and volleyball spiked it down to the turf. It's 2nd and 15. Try to just spiral that football over the middle and tap down, but these cardiac Commanders got to wait till the final minutes of the game. You know, we still got 4:11 left in the third quarter. They're already in the third quarter, actually. San Antonio, Minnesota. Daniels gets a good gain, and he's going to pick up a first down, and he's going to trot out of bounds into plus territory. Jaden Daniels, what a run. 18 yards at a first down for Jaden Daniels, and the Commanders move the chains. A great gain for him. And look at how he's pointing out the coverage and just jets out of bounds. Daniel stays in the gun and a handoff up the gut. It's Robinson. And he's taken down by Carter. Rodriguez has been the tailback there. Brian Robinson is questionable with an ankle injury. If he doesn't play in this game, I would think, though, that he would play next week against the Cowboys. Daniels, it's a short yardage gain. Getting away from the sack, but it is third down. There's a starting center. He's back on the sideline, so maybe he would come back maybe in the next possession for Washington. Okay. 3rd and 5. Ball just past the 40, inside the 40 to the 39-yard line of Atlanta. Crowder comes in motion. Crowder fakes like he's going to the slot. He's going to go up to the top. Top of the screen, if you're watching, Daniels is going to air one out of the one-on-one coverage. It's incomplete. Are there flags? Looking for McLaurin. There are no flags. And it's 4th down. 4th and 5. I don't think the Commanders would go for it here. They could. Is this field goal range at the 39? That's possible. That's possible. 56-yard field goal attempt. They're going to go for it. But that would be a 56-yard field goal attempt. I mean, they're solid on 4th down. What happened? They just get it off, and it is caught. Is it a first down? Yes, a first down. They're 3 for 3 on 4th down. McNichols. Inside 2 minutes to go in the third. And the Commanders move the chains. McNichols got hit. It looked like he was not going to make it there. He took a second hit and then just surged that lower body to pick up the first down. What are they? Are they looking for a flag? Falcons call a timeout. I don't think they wanted to. So it looked like they were going to be called for maybe a offside or some sort of penalty, and they're going to call a timeout to negate that. Timeout, Falcons. Going to a quick break. All right. Minnesota, Vegas, or Ottawa. Back to this game. Okay. Power play for Ottawa, 7:25 and change to go in the third. 1-1 tie. Tries to send one along. Sanderson back to Norris score. Josh Norris scores, and it's 2-1 Ottawa. Power play goal. It goes short side through Gustafson. And Ottawa has their first lead with 7:18 to go in the hockey game. Well, Chisholm, who has the one goal for the Wild, gets pushed to where Gustafson can't see him, and then Sanderson just found Norris short side under the glove to give Ottawa a 2-1 lead. It's a super shot for him. Now that is funny, Josh. But let me know what you said. Josh, Trent, but let me know what you said. That's his 14th of the year. They'll settle it on in. Ottawa does. Chuck lost the puck. Chance in front. Save Gustafson. Oh boy. Ottawa nearly took a 3-1 lead. As Shane Pinto, who you were talking about earlier, crossed in front of the low slot and nearly made it 3-1. Garnet Hathaway's with 4-2. Okay. Big face-off for Ottawa. They lead 2-1. The Wild win the draw. Jonas Brodin tries to hold it on through. It comes back out to center off the corner boards. Good hit on the way. It comes out behind. We're back in Landover. Commanders are moving. Puck tipped to center. And it's settled and backhanded in. For Shabbat. Oh, what am I doing? East Weather, Landover, sorry. Good pickup for the Commanders. Zacchaeus and a good gain. And they are moving this football late in the third quarter. Trailing by 3. They had a lead earlier, 7-0. They haven't led since then. Yeah, Atlanta's only had 3 plays in this entire quarter. Commanders are taking the playbook from Atlanta. They are not allowing the Falcons to see the football. Handoff outside. Zacchaeus, first down. Inside the 20. They're in the red zone. And it would behoove the Commanders also. They're not even score before the fourth quarter starts. So we'll see what they do. He was forced down. Daniels under center. Jaden Daniels reversing, faking the flip. He will run himself and he'll hop out of bounds. It's a good gain. Second and short. And Falcons really cannot stop Washington right now. And Washington doesn't have to run another play if they don't want to for the rest of the quarter. If they do, then it'll be their final play. Yeah, I don't think they're going to run one. There's no need for them. Atlanta really has to figure something out, though, here. Like, really figure something out. Because they are just struggling defensively. To contain anything. But that's the end of the third quarter. The Falcons are winning, but they have no momentum and they're being driven backwards. Commanders with the ball, trailing to start the fourth quarter. All right. So let's go to St. Paul again. Okay. Oh, they're in commercial. Don will go to Vegas. So it's a 1-goal game there. Wow, that game's crazy. There are commercial 2 in Vegas? Oh, where do I go? End of the second? Oh, Philly. Sure. Sure. There are commercial 2. What is going on here? All right. Now back to St. Paul. 5:09 to go on the third. Stay in Philly. I'm not waiting to that. We'll have time to go back to that. Or maybe, well, but this game is a 1-goal game, and it's late in the third. Inside 5 minutes left, Wild trailing by 1. Well, remember, puck is out to center ice. Norris tries to backhand it in. It's deflected off the corner, and the Wild will slink it back to center. And we are going to go to Landover because the fourth quarter is about to start. Commanders are driving furiously. They're losing, but you wouldn't think they would be. There's a way that they're moving the football. 2nd and 5. Daniels in the gun, the first play of the fourth quarter. Commanders win. They're off to the postseason. Rodriguez shuffles his weight. He's going to get a great gain on what he thought he lost yards, and it's 3rd and short. Third and 1. He gets a great gain on that. And the Falcons got to stop the play, but they're not able to. 3rd and 1 for Washington. Falcons haven't had a positive yard all second half. They've barely touched the football, only 3 plays. He's pushing towards the first down marker. It looks like the Commanders got it. He did. Rodriguez, again, 1st and goal, Washington. Great drive so far, and by the way, Vegas is up 2-0. Just hit a power play goal. 1st and goal for the Commanders, Daniels, from that 8-yard line. Up the gut, it gets inside the 5 to the 6 to the 4. And it's 2nd and goal. Rodriguez again. It's a push by the line. They trail by 3, 17-14. 2nd and goal. Tampa Bay is loving this drive. Fakes to McLaurin. Hands it off inside Rodriguez. Touchdown, Commanders. Chris Rodriguez Jr., what a drive, and they lead by 3. Now they can really push the issue because an extra point would force Atlanta to score a touchdown to take the lead. Back and forth we go with this affair. Right now, if the season ended today, Commanders would go to LA, and the Packers playing Philly. They played earlier this year. The kick is right down Broadway, and it is 21-17. Now, 13:03 to go in the fourth. Commanders kicking off to Atlanta. Atlanta wants some positive yards. They trail by 4. All right, let's go. St. Paul. Got to be St. Paul. Wild looking to do something here. Extra attackers on the ice. 1:30 left. We trail by 1. Drops it off. Ottawa leads by 1. Josh Norris. Here's Boldy. Boldy sends one through right circle. Save made. Runnerlinen with the save on Hartman, who's still snake bitten. And a minute 18 to go in the third in St. Paul. The Wild trailing by 1 with the extra man on the ice. Great shot by Ryan Hartman, but he is snake bitten. He hasn't scored since November 21st. How big would this be for him to score the late tying goal at the extra man? Spurgeon holds it on right hash. 1:10 left. Try to chance one in front, and Zuccarello is not able to get the puck. Ottawa tries to get it out. They still cannot. It's off along the corner. Approaching a minute to go in this hockey game. Settles one back out. Left circle. Shoots at a save made. Missed. And that one fanned across. Ottawa tries to kick it to center. They can't get it to center. Here's Matt Boldy. Holds it on the long. A bobbling puck. The Ottawa player doesn't have a stick. Now he does. Matt Boldy sends one through. Boldy right hash. Boldy, and it's blocked. It's sent all the way down to center. Closing towards the empty net. They score. 43.7 left. It's 3-1. Giroux sends it 280 feet in, and Matt Boldy is complaining about his stick being held.
He's got nothing, and that's what the Wild are complaining about now. Is he didn't drop it before he made a play to kick it. Still a turnover, didn't get the puck out of the zone, but that's when Claude Giroux jumps on the ice. I think the Wild have 2 arguments here. One, Pinto played it with a broken stick, although he did use his skate, not the stick. And then Giroux, fast off that bench, able to get on the ice, gets to the middle. Watch this view.
So Shane Pinto broke his stick, but didn't play it. So 3-1. Unless they call this back off stick interference, it's going to be it for the Wild, it looks like. But the kickoff, it's a fair catch. And 13:03 to go in the fourth. The Falcons are getting the ball. Trailing by 4, 21-17. Washington Commanders. Shotgun snap, Michael Penix. 13:03 to go in the final frame. They're hoping this is a long, lengthy drive. Hopefully that gets into the end zone if you're a Falcon. Tight end. Penix in the gun. Motion comes. It slots up high. It's the handoff to Bijan Robinson. He tries to get forward, get close to the line to gain. He gets a couple, but not enough. They are really gang tackling him, understanding the importance of a guy like Bijan Robinson. Falcons know they got to have this. You don't want to punt to the Commanders and have them score on another lengthy drive or just maintain another lengthy drive. Although the Falcons and Washington Commanders have all 3 timeouts, it's going to be a first down for Atlanta. And they're not blowing a whistle. So he's going to get inside midfield. Now they'll blow it. So he looked like he was going to get the 2-yard gain close to just past the marker, and he kept turning those legs. They never blew a whistle, and the Falcons are suddenly just past midfield, starting to threaten a little bit, and they're starting to switch up their plays. And again, what they're trying to do is tone out the aggressiveness of this defense. Let this defense start thinking and not just reacting, and that's going to help Atlanta. Penix is hit, and he throws incomplete, as he was hammered hard by this Commanders defensive front. All right, I think the game is over in St. Paul. And it looks like Vegas is just about to beat Calgary with a 2-0, now a 3-0 game. Yep, they are. I didn't know Troy Pearson was in Vegas. It looks like they're going to win, but back to football. Oh, boy. Did he get hit? Michael Penix on 2nd and 10. He throws. It's tipped incomplete. He got hit hard. The receiver got hit hard. He would have caught it right around the 33-yard line. Would have been a huge first down for the Falcons, but instead it's 3rd and 10. 3rd and 10 for Atlanta. 10:57 left in the fourth quarter. And Atlanta win and they control their own destiny. They lose. They need help from the Saints next week. They know they've got to take care of business. Though they will host Carolina, 3rd and 10. Penix. Penix is pressured. He's sacked. And he lost the football, but Coleman recovered for Atlanta. What do you do here now? You probably have to punt, but your defense has to make a stop if you're the Falcons. Oh, wow. And yes, Ottawa wins 3-1. Vegas wins 3-0. That sounds good. I'm not a donut guy, but that other stuff I like. It's all Dallas right now in the third period in Chicago. That's where we're going after this. Into the second, 4-3. Obviously, Philly up by 1. It is the Falcons punting. Good return for the Commanders. It's the 20, 25, 30, 35. Just at the 35. 10:02 to go in the fourth. Commanders are getting the football, leading by 4 with a slew of momentum. 10:02 away from going to the playoffs. The Falcons have seen their lead dissipate. They need to make a defensive stand. We'll be back. All right. Off to Illinois for the blowout. Five unanswered for the Stars. 24-18, only 24 shots on goal, but Chicago trying to get back in this game. Pass across just missed. Dickinson looking for it. Hawks hold it in. Back at the right hash. There's a point shot save made by Ottinger. Trying to hold the line, shoot, save Ottinger again. Robertson trying to clank it out. Off the red line. That's intercepted by Dallas, and they'll send in Stankoven. Stankoven swirls right circle, high shot, and it just clanked off the glass on the far end behind. All right, they're going to commercial in Chicago. It is 5-1 still. All right. We're back. That's funny. They mentioned, the two of them were in Atlanta, Dan Quinn, Raheem Morris. Then the fact that they also were, together at Hofstra. And it's funny, they made all those connections together. I went in on the New Jersey connection. Irvington and Morristown. Two big group 4 schools in northern New Jersey. Jane Daniels in the shotgun. This could be a gut punch drive here. 10:02 to go in the fourth quarter. 21-17 Commanders. Daniels rolls out. Daniels throws. It is caught. First down. Past midfield. And it's going to be Zacchaeus. And these are one of these, when you get the momentum where you can just get landslide a team. We've seen that in the NFL. Where you could just start landsliding a team with good play calling. That's what we said. Atlanta needs to get a huge stop here. And the first play from scrimmage after the punt, Commanders are in plus territory immediately. Man. They're using a lot of clock. Here comes Ertz in motion. Handoff. No, fakes the handoff. Daniels spins. Daniels cuts. And he gets to the 40 for a good gain. Remember also the Commanders with a win eliminate Seattle from the playoffs. And it would clinch the NFC West for the Rams. And with the Commanders cutting in would mean that all wild card spots would be sealed up for the NFC. Wouldn't necessarily know what teams would be in it, but all wild card spots would be sealed up, and there would be only one division that remained with teams that hadn't clinched, and that'd be the South between Atlanta and Tampa. And slashing in for a first down are the Commanders. They are comparing what Daniels and Robinson do to what RG3 and why can I not remember the tailback from those teams did. Oh, I can't remember his name. Not Morris. It might have been Morris, actually. First down, Brian Robinson. Man, this RPO thing is killing Atlanta right now. Commanders are in the red zone immediately. They have ripped themselves into the red zone. Yes, as long as it's normal, yes. While I call this game, sure. My goodness, Commanders just start shredding Atlanta. Just shredding them. Daniels in the gun. Hands off to Robinson. Robinson. A solid gain. They're cutting up the clock. I will say this. They're saying, Washington, if they didn't have these penalties, they would have looked like this. Yes, they gifted those penalties in the first touchdown drive, but you have to remember Atlanta did a great job in the first half of limiting Washington the football. Washington has limited Atlanta the football. They've been aggressive defensively, and their speed has just coasted them right now. Daniels has a man wide open, first down. Inside the 5 to the 3. First and goal. Commanders. Bates, the other tight end. And they're using a ton of clock. They're probably not going to snap this first and goal play until they're inside 6 minutes. They have this just uncanny ability to move fast. Do something really interesting. They're moving fast with precision offense, and at the same time, they're not going to the line quickly. So they're taking their time using all the play clock, which they're going to have to run now or call a timeout, Commanders. So Commanders are going to call a timeout with 6:07 to go in the fourth. They still have 2 left. And I'm just going to take a 30-second break, so we're not going to broadcast or anything. Other games, but 5-1 still Dallas, 9:07 to go in the third. Still haven't gotten out of the second in Los Angeles. End of the third in Minnesota. Timberwolves and Spurs are all knotted up at 82. My favorite player of all time. Okay. Offensive player. Was he an offensive player? Falcons, if they can somehow come back. with the way they're getting pushed right now and win this game, a win next week, they are in the postseason. But if not, they would have to beat Carolina, and New Orleans would have to beat or draw with Tampa Bay. Daniels, RPO. Daniels, he is not going to get into the end zone. First sizable stop we've seen all drive on this Atlanta defensive team. But here we go again with the clock movement. So look at it, 5:50. They're not going to snap this ball as Daniels finally gets up till around 5:20 something. And if they don't get into the end zone, then 3rd and goal will be snapped around inside 4:30. You see how they're moving this ball? And this is why Atlanta, you can live with a field goal. Touchdown burns. It burns because of the clock movement. Yes. Skill position? Is it a skill position? Running back, receiver, tight end, quarterback. We got flags on the field, which will help Atlanta because they stop the clock unless it's offside. But actually, before the flag was thrown, which was going to be a false start on the Commanders, I think, they call another timeout. So the Commanders stop the clock with a second timeout, 5:21 left in the fourth quarter. They only have one remaining, so if somehow they are losing in this game, they're going to have to figure this out with their timeouts. But Atlanta has 2, Washington has 1. Yes, skill position. Okay. So players can play in multiple eras. What is was the era the player is best known for in the 20th or 21st century? 20th century, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 21st, 2000s, 10s, 20s. 5:21 in the fourth. 2nd and goal. Jumbo formation. This ball's going to Robinson. Handoff Robinson. He stuffed. Atlanta has to have this stop. 3rd and goal. Huge 3rd and goal. If they can hold Washington to a field goal, they have a chance in this football game. A touchdown would sting, though. And if you're Atlanta, somebody's got to spy Daniels. Even though the RPO, when he throws on a run, you got to spy Jaden Daniels here because he's going to probably try to get into the end zone with his legs on this next play. And Washington got to spread out Atlanta. 20th century. Okay. Give me a second. 3rd and goal. Fakes the handoff. Daniels throws into the end zone. It is caught. Zacchaeus. Touchdown, but a flag. A flag. And Zacchaeus is not celebrating. You'd think this is maybe on Washington. Holding. If I'm Atlanta, I decline that. See, oh, that's a bad move by Atlanta. I decline. Oh, wait, no, it's a touchdown. Never mind. You have to accept it. I was going to say, hold it, 4th down. No. You can't decline the penalty. That was not me thinking. 20th century. Okay. Played in the NFC. No. Primarily played in the NFC. Did he primarily play in the NFC? So now I know it's the 20th century. Okay. Third and goal. They're spread out. You got to watch the yak here for Atlanta. Just hold the end zone. Throws one into the end zone. High, incomplete. Is there a flag? No flags. Atlanta has the stand. Now, if you're the Commanders, do you go for it to just completely take Atlanta out of this game? No, they're going to bring in Zane Gonzalez. A field goal attempt. You're still in it. There's 7 points. But a miss for sure. But Atlanta's, they've got to have a long, fruitful drive here. Miss or make from Gonzalez. They got ripped by Rodriguez. Gonzalez's kick is right down Broadway. It's a 7-point lead now for Washington. What a stand. Commanders were pile driving down the field. They looked voracious. They looked approaches. Tenebrous. But Atlanta gets the stand. Penix is getting the ball. 4:32 left. 2 timeouts. They trail by 7, 24-17. Okay. Probably in the NFC. 2000s is the decade. Is that the decade? he was most known for. Puck punched off the corner. We're back in Chicago. It is 5-1, Dallas and the Blackhawks. Tries to send one in front, and Chicago had some trouble with it. Comes back out to the point where it's a shot. And to save again, but Duchesne, and it comes out to center. Spits over, looking Johnston. Settles it back out behind along the boards. So 2020, 2000s. Back behind Ottinger. Ottinger tried to seal it off. Only 27 shots still for Dallas. But they've scored 5 goals. And they are playing very efficient. Dickinson had the stick lifted. Settles it back out to the point for Chicago. They'll hold in and try to get Dickinson again. He's tied up by one of his former teammates for Dallas, who tries to slide it back out, and it's sent to center. Center ice, Chicago holds and positions it again away. Teravainen sends one through. They dump across. Played 2 seasons in the 2000s, 2000 and 2001. Was a 20th century player. Okay, it was 20th century player. Oh, not really the 21st. It was a 20th century player. Oh, okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I got the wrong century. Okay, it was the 90s, the decade. Backhanded off the far side. Like, was that the most prominent decade for him? As it is sent all the way down, and ice Seth Jones went to touch it. It is icing, and it is on Dallas. So Philip Kurashev slides in for Chicago. Surprised he's not traded. That's actually a guy you could probably get from Connecting, actually. Philip Kurashev from Chicago. Okay. We are back. All right. Atlanta getting the ball. 90s. Was that the most prominent decade for the guy? Falcons trying to get a good return here. They get just past the 30 to the 33. Okay. Decent yardage. A great return when you get to midfield, because then you can start to really dictate the pace. Got to figure something out, though, and they know it. They have struggled in the second half offensively also because of the tactics of Washington. They trail by 7. 4:25 to go in the fourth quarter. They're in bated breath in Washington State. In Washington, they're in bated breath and joy and concern in Washington State. Although, as we said, Falcons could win and Seahawks could still be eliminated if San Francisco wins. Bijan Robinson was going to lose yards. He'll gain some yards and get out of bounds. Great by Bijan Robinson. He had to have that play, and it'll be second and short. Late 80s and 90s. Okay, late 80s and 90s. NFC player. Is this a quarterback? Ooh, I think I have an idea. I have a solid idea on a player, because there's somebody that kind of came to mind. Oh, that's not what I was thinking of. It is a quarterback. Okay. Played primarily NFC. All right, hold on a second. Takes the snap. Throwing incomplete. But I think there might have been a flag. No, there was no flag. 3rd and 5. Did he primarily play in the more eastern side, like using the divisions today? Not with the Central, not in the 90s. Using the divisions today, did he primarily play in the eastern side of the NFC, north or east, or the western side, south or west? Using the divisions today. I know there were only 3 divisions until 2002. And he was thinking of Rice for some reason. Throwing down the sideline, caught. And a first down for the Falcons with 4:08 to go. Oh boy, this game's super entertaining. Eastern side. Okay. Did this player play in the East? I have a funny thought. Did this player play in the East? Because if it's the East, I have an interesting thought. Although I don't know how long this player played for. East, I mean NFC East, not NFC North. Penix. Penix scrambling. Penix throwing. Caught. Okay. Trent, just so we know, we know that the South was classified as West, correct? That I classified the South as West. Was that confirmed? There's a flag down, and it's on McGarry for a hold, on Atlanta for a hold. Not what you want if you're the Falcons. Okay, you classified. Okay. Did the player go to West Virginia for his college career? I have a good thought. No. Okay. Did the player go to? Give me 1 second. One last play. Pumps. Throws screen. It's Bijan Robinson. He'll get a couple, and it's second and still fairly long. Did the player go to UNLV? Shotgun snap for Penix. Penix rolling out. Penix pumps. Penix gonna run. He'll get a couple yards. There's just everybody. Yes. Is it? I can't remember his name. Eagles quarterback. Oh, damn. Oh, he had a 90-yard punt against the Giants. Of course, I'm gonna get it, and I don't remember his name. '80s. He played in Houston as a backup. First quarterback picked in the '85 draft. Randall Cunningham. Is that it? Shotgun snap, Michael Penix. 3rd and 11. Gotta have it. And that's a guy that actually I think was one of the idols of Michael Penix. Randall Cunningham throws one deep down the sideline. Incomplete, looking for Pitts. There are no flags. It's 4th down. Yeah, I don't know why you thought that was hard. There were two. When you said East fairly, there were two quarterbacks that came to mind. Him and Jeff Hostetler. All right, 20 questions. I'll have you guess my favorite player. I did mention it earlier, but it was very brief, so I don't think you heard me. So I'll see if you can guess my favorite NFL player of all time. This should be easy, but it's fine. All right. No, it shouldn't be. 4th and 11. They have 2 timeouts, 2:30 left. Penix throws wide open, caught, 1st down. Falcons, he stays in bounds, and he's inside the 20. The Falcons are in the red zone with 2:25 to go and 2 timeouts. Oh, my word. Yes, it is. All right, we're done. It actually is. Did you hear me say it? Because I said it very briefly, and I said it very quickly. So I don't know if you heard me say it or if you actually just took a very good guess. I told you it'd be easy. All right. Oh, I got a good one for you. Who is my favorite wide receiver of all time? There's no way you get this. Good gain. Down the sideline. 1st down. It's taken down inside the 5. The Falcons are driving a football. I like these games. We'll do these next week. My favorite wide receiver of all time. This could be fun. Because I want to see if you can get this. 20 questions. A good gain. He came off the block. And Sanders couldn't get there. And just like that, the Falcons are trying to push this in. Was he an NFC player? No. To my knowledge, he only played for one team. He may have played for another, but to my knowledge, he was not an NFC player. No. High snap. It goes over the head of Bijan Robinson. Are you kidding me? The Wildcat tailback is going to lose yards. Second and goal is going to be at the 27-yard line because the snap went over the head of Bijan Robinson. We go to the 2-minute warning after a disastrous situation for Atlanta. Second and goal. They need 7, and they are at their own. They are at the Washington 25 because the snap went over the head of Bijan Robinson. You know what I just thought about? I didn't even think of this. Bijan Robinson should have just thrown the ball towards the boundary, close to a receiver but short of the out of bounds line. Yeah, that's what you should have done. Now that I think about it. Well, see, yes. Now I'm having some trouble here. I'm kind of wondering why you think that. Yes. So question number 3. NBA score. 6:01 left in the fourth. 101-98. Spurs by 3. Okay. Stars are about to win. So we'll go to Philly. Let's go to Philly. Question 3. So we wait in the 2-minute warning. LA has tied the game. Anze Kopitar with 13-16 left in the third. He just chips it through. They went to the high slot. And Kolosov lost the puck and it deflected through. It's 20th century. 20th. Yeah, it's going to be interesting, though. I have a feeling, I have a thought of receivers you're going to ask about, and I don't think you're going to ask the player. If you ask the player that, you guess this player, I'm going to be stunned. Because there are people older than you that know more football, that have been around football games that I've done broadcasts with and stuff, that have never heard of this player. So if you get him, I'm going to be stunned. We're back as the Kings send out to center. Here come the Flyers, one last chance. Chips, holds, and deflects it back to the corner, and the Kings send it out to center ice. Back to second and goal. Well, they got to get closer to the end zone now. Penix throws high, caught. Still, it's going to be a long third and goal, but they got a lot more yards back. Third and goal from about the 13. Clock continuing to run. They got to have this. Did this player go to Notre Dame? Oh, crap. I think he did. Hold on. I have to see. No. I think I know who you're thinking of, and who I think you're thinking of is not a wide receiver. Penix throws into the end zone, incomplete. There are no flags. This is for the game. 4th and goal. They still have 2 timeouts. Well, maybe it's not exactly the game, but it'd be tough to come back if they don't get in the end zone here. No, I'm pretty sure who you're thinking of, and who you're thinking of, if it's who I think. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, no, you're thinking of somebody else. Never mind. Never mind my thought process. I think there's 2 receiving players that went to Notre Dame from the Raiders. Yes. Now I'm surprised. Penix throws into the end zone. It is caught. Touchdown. Kyle Pitts. No flags. What do the Falcons do? Do they kick or do they go for 2? On 4th and goal, Kyle Pitts from Michael Penix, and the Falcons are within an extra point. What a catch by Kyle Pitts. Wow. They're going for the extra point. Washington still has a timeout. Kick is right down Broadway. We're tied at 24. A minute 19 to go. I am stunned that it's Fred. That you're correct. Stunned. How do you know? How? Aren't you 13? How do you know Fred Biletnikoff? How? Stunned. Yes. I love Biletnikoff. And I love Biletnikoff not because of myself. My dad taught me. Because you maybe know, I don't know if you know, maybe you know him because the Biletnikoff Award. You're 16. Okay. Even 16, come on. You know what? I think you were 13 like in 21. So that's why but my goodness. That is insane. But remember, my dad's a Raider fan. So the funny thing is, the Biletnikoff Award, and you heard about things and whatever it is. And me, I heard about it as well. I mean, he watched him. Like, Fred was the real deal. Now, let me ask you a question. No, he was not. No, he was not a tight end. He was a receiver. Biletnikoff was a receiver. Now, who are you? Oh, you're thinking Casper. Yes, that's what I thought you were thinking of. Casper. He was a tight end. That's why I said receiver. Yes. Now, here's where I got confused. I think Troy Brown was from Notre Dame. Because that's when I initially said, I said receiver, not tight end. But then I was like, wait, stop. Never mind. Because I think Troy Brown was from Notre Dame. Right? No, he went to Marshall. Is this the same Troy Brown I'm thinking of? Or am I thinking of a different? I'm the one, Tim Brown. Sorry, not Troy Brown. Tim Brown. Sorry, wrong guy. Tim Brown. That's who I was thinking of. Didn't he go to Notre Dame? Yeah, he did. So that's who I thought. So when I said, oh, never mind, I was like, oh, that's right. Tim Brown was a receiver from Notre Dame. So he could be thinking of Tim Brown. Yeah, this game is tied with a minute 11 to go. It's going to go to overtime. Yeah, absolutely. In fact, this commercial. Why am I not broadcasting LA, Philly? Well, too late, but LA's on a power play. Travis Sanheim is in the box, and LA scores. Kopitar, 4 seconds into the power play, 5-4 Kings. But here we go. A minute 19 to go in the fourth quarter. Falcons are kicking off. Commanders only have one timeout, but it doesn't matter with Jaden Daniels. You want clock to come off here. They're just going to take a knee with a minute 19 to go in the fourth quarter. A draw sends the Commanders into the postseason. A win for them sends them into the postseason. A Falcon win would keep the Seahawks alive and give them their own playoff destinations. They're going right to commercial. That's kind of stupid. All right. Yeah, we could have time for a game. You want me to guess something? Go ahead. We're talking about like video game, or are we talking about like a game real life? I'll be honest with you, I'm gonna struggle with this. I'm not really baseball. All right. Okay. Actually, since I don't know baseball well, can I give you another trivia one? Can I give you one? Because I have a really good one. I have a really good one. My favorite hockey game of all time. This is going to be interesting. We are getting ready now for the Commanders to try to see what they can do. Yes. I would never even say a regular season game. Again, this is going to it'll somewhat surprise you because there's some real good ones. No. Shotgun snap, Jaden Daniels at the 30. Commanders have one timeout, however. Daniels stepping up, getting out of pressure. He's sacked. That's big for the Falcons because he was not able to get the ball out. Ebkiki with the pressure. They get it out quickly, though. 2nd and 11. Less than a minute to go. Daniels throws over the middle. Incomplete. No flags. 3rd and 11. It stops the clock with 55 seconds left. No. I know the goal I know what you're thinking of. No. I knew the game you were going for. And that's high on the list, but it's not it. Snap to Jaden Daniels. Daniels stands in, throws over the middle, incomplete. Zacchaeus couldn't catch it. It stops the clock. And Atlanta now is in a great position because they're getting the football. They have 2 timeouts. Not one like Washington. They have 2 timeouts. So they could have a chance to win the game here. And it just hit the face mask of Zacchaeus. Yes, it was. Commanders to punt. Booming one at 60 yards. You take it at 10. Oh, he got tripped up at the 16. No big return. The field position is not great for Atlanta. And we had an overtime game last week, possibly one here. We're tied at 24, and Atlanta has about 46 seconds left. They have to drive the length of the field, but they do have 2 timeouts. No. 40 seconds left, not 46, sorry. 24 all, 1st and 10. Penix in the gun. No, it was not. Here is Penix. Launches one. Caught at the 45. He stays in bounds, but Atlanta has to take a timeout. They need to be better with their timeout preservation. We know that. They're not taking any timeout. What is going on? We're inside 20. They have to get to field goal range. Toriyoung Hoku wants to deal with the wind, can hit one, throws incomplete. 12 seconds remain, and they have 2 timeouts still. The Devils were not in this game. Deflects one, backhands it aside, and it's kicked away. No. 24 seconds left, or 12 seconds left, 24 all. Penix is pointing out signals. Chipped. Chipped. I was looking at the Philly game. Gotta call that. Penix throws over the middle. Incomplete. Is there going to be a flag for a Falcon being torn down? No, there's not. Penix wants a flag. There's none. 3rd and 10 with 7 seconds left. This has to be now on the sideline. It's not. I know the game you're thinking of. That was a beautiful moment. It is not that. It is not that game. Well, actually, I don't know if I know the game you're thinking of because it's not a Stanley Cup game. I think I know the game you're thinking of, but there's only one that is like really great that I could think of. There's two. One, maybe two, and it's neither of them. No, because I said non in that playoffs. There's only one, and it wouldn't be, and it was not that game. This is. I don't think this was going to be this hard. Timeout, Atlanta. So they're going to try to figure out a play to get into field goal range, and then try to see if they can get it, and then kick for the winner. If not, we're going to play it. We're going to have overtime. Seven seconds left. 24 all. Michael Penix and the Falcons with the football. By the way, there's a 4-on-4 in LA. Kings have the lead. Yes. Penix in the gun. Penix stands in. I think Washington's offside. They won't give him a free play. Thought he had a free play, but thought it would be too dangerous. It is an offside on Washington, and that's going to give some yardage to the Falcons. That's question 9, by the way. They still have that one timeout, the Falcons do. Yes. Wait. You mean 10 to 11, correct? 10 to 11? Yeah. Yeah, 11 playoffs. Yes, it wasn't in playoffs. There's a couple really strong games in these playoffs. I'll just mention. I'll mention this to you. There's a lot of strong games in these playoffs. So it's going to be interesting to see what you pick. Penix throws out of bounds. We have a flag with 2 seconds left. A PI call. And I wonder how much clock they put on. No. There's one game I liked in that series, but no. And this is 11 playoffs, so no. There's only about one game I find interesting in that series, and it's not that game. I'll just be honest with you since we're talking about it. The game that I find interesting in that series is Game 4. And the other games I don't find interesting, and no, it's not. It's not Flyers-Bruins. Game 4, for a game that ended like 5-1, is actually a very intriguing game. It was close for most of it. Now, are they putting clock on this? This PI on Washington. This might cost them, though, because they're going to get good field position out of this. I don't know if they're in a range for Younghoe Koo. Yeah, 56-yard field goal here. This is not Younghoe Koo. Who is this kicking for Atlanta? 56-yard field goal attempt. Washington has a timeout. They can ice the kicker if they want. But if he kicks it, they'll control their own destiny next year. Oh, Younghoe Koo is out. 56-yard field goal attempt. If he misses it, we're going to overtime. If he hits it without an icing by Washington, the Falcons will win the ball game. They don't ice it. The kick is right down Broadway. No, it's no good. It's wide left. He hooked it wide left. Overtime. Wide left low. Just missed it. A 56-yarder to give the Falcons the win. It was going straight and narrow. And then it just hooked low. And the kick is no good, and we have overtime in Maryland. No, this was not a first-round game. I have a very good idea of one of a couple of games you're thinking of. There are a couple that come to mind. It's none of those games. It is not a first-round game. Once you get to the 11 playoffs, it's kind of surprising it's this hard, but I don't think you'll fail this challenge. This shouldn't be too hard. All right, so overtime in Landover. A draw, which we haven't had all year, a tie, sends the Commanders into the postseason, as well as keeping them in the playoffs. I believe the Commanders Commanders got the ball. They will be getting the football in overtime, 24 all. If they go down and score a touchdown, they're off to the postseason. All right, it's not a first round game. Was it an Eastern Conference final game? Did you ask if it was an Eastern Conference final game? You never asked. Oh no, yes you did. Yes you did. I said no. Was it an Eastern Conference game? No, not a first round game. Wasn't Bruins Flyers, so it's Capitals Lightning? I never said it was in the Eastern Conference. It's not Capitals Lightning. I never said it was Eastern Conference. It's not a first round game. It could be a second round game. It could be something else. It's not a final game either. I think you might know. Yeah, I think you're starting to know. Again, I never thought you were going to fail this challenge. I really didn't. All right, where's Philly and Tampa? If you do, I'd be surprised. All right, 3:45 to go in the third. 5-4 Los Angeles. Philadelphia trying to get back in this game. This NBA game should be done by now, I think. It's not, but it's going down to the horn. 18 seconds left. 111-110 Minnesota by one. Oh boy. And it's an NHL game. It was a game in that series, yes. Flyers trying to figure this out. Big draw for Los Angeles. Kopitar swung right around. Anderson trying to get it out for Los Angeles. It spins out to center ice. Kempe took a hit. He's battered by the Flyers. And there's Byfield. Byfield spins off. Byfield turns and styles one down. And it comes out for the Flyers to try to turnstile the puck. And it's settled right off the blue line. They got the red and it. Okay. Here we go. Said Washington Rams go to the play. Wait a minute, I gotta check this. I don't think the Rams go into the playoffs with a tie. Let me see. But Daniels in the gun. Yeah, that's not correct. Rams do not go into the postseason with a draw. A false start immediately against the Commanders. Yes. If you remember all the times, how many times do I mention Bieksa? How many times do I mention Stanchion? The Kessler Canucks score first for the first time in a series. Then they tie it late with Ryan Kessler jamming on Antti Niemi, a goaltender that was killing them in the playoffs the previous year with Chicago and was denying Kessler constantly. Daniels on a short game. And then what happens? BX at Burrows, who was probably one of the best players on the team at that time, Burrows in. BX banks the puck off the stitch. Nobody knows what it is. Slams it. There's confetti. Place going crazy. The Canucks are going to the Stanley Cup final. Everything. It's the perfect game. Daniels in the gun. Daniels steps up, throws over the middle. I'll tell you what other games I enjoyed of that one. I enjoyed Game 4, as I talked about Boston. I thought Game 2 was phenomenal, Boston-Tampa, in the conference final. Obviously, Game 7, Canucks. Chicago was great. Game 6, Detroit-San Jose is one of the most underrated games. Game 6, San Jose-Detroit that might be the second best game of that final, of that playoff. Also, Game 1 and Game 5, Canucks and Boston were great. Game 2 as well, I thought those two first were better. Daniel's going to do a quarterback keeper on first down. He's going to make it second and short for the Commanders. It's getting late early in LA. Apparently, but Commanders are moving the ball. I wonder if this game's over. This San Antonio game, the last 3 professional games, it's over. Timberwolves win it 112-110. So the NBA is done. It's the NFL and the NHL right now. Robinson has nowhere to go, and it's third down. Third down for the Commanders. 3rd and 2. 3rd and short. Clock continuing to roll here in overtime. A draw does not put Atlanta in front of the division. They need a win. A loss or a draw a win or a draw is fine for Washington. Daniels takes the snap. He's scrambling away from the ball, from the attacker, the defensive lineman. He gets the first down. He gets more, and he hops out of bounds. 16 yards and a first down for the Commanders. Grady Jarrett never got to where he needed to be to stop Daniels, and he hops out of bounds. Ball is at the 34 of Atlanta. Daniels in the gun. Falcons show blitz. Well, no, actually, they fake the blitz. They're going in coverage, and they're perfectly wrapped up on Zach Ertz. Only a minimal gain. Monitoring in LA, it's still only 5-4. Flyers are denying empty net chances, though, so that game remains in the balance. Hi, the Commanders fan. You are moving the ball in overtime. Daniels in the gun. Daniels, high throw, caught. First down. Rodriguez. And he'll hop out of bounds. A great gain for the Commanders. For those monitoring the hockey game, Flyers and Kings, 4 seconds left. Philadelphia has an offensive zone draw as Michkov just glanced off the crossbar with a chance to tie the game. 4 seconds left. Try to tie the game and go to overtime in Los Angeles. In overtime here in Washington, the Commanders can go to the playoffs with a touchdown on 1st and 10, just inside the red zone. It's going to be Brian Robinson. A good gain on its second down. Neither. I'm impartial. I'm a Giants fan that likes a couple other teams. I do like 2 teams that are in both of these divisions, the Giants and New Orleans, but they're both eliminated. Kings win it against Los Angeles. Against Philadelphia. 5-4. A gain for Jaden Daniels. First down. And it's 1st and goal, Commanders. They're trying to punch it in. The Seahawks with bated breath. They are eliminated with a Commanders win. And the Rams will win the NFC West if Washington gets into the end zone. So we'll have to see what happens. Atlanta, I don't know, has the right coverage out there for these receivers. Daniels is in the gun. Daniels is going to run. Daniels looked maybe on a jump pass, but he is sacked. And it's 2nd and goal. And this clock is rolling inside 4 minutes. I like hockey and football. Yeah, but I'm doing both. We were just doing hockey on like commercial breaks. 3:50 and change to go in overtime. They're waiting a long time to pull this play. 2nd and goal. Jaden Daniels is in the gun. He could make the play here. Daniels takes the snap. There's the screen. Daniels dumps it. Now he's going to run. Daniels tries to break. Slides. Daniels is hit. But most importantly, after he goes down at the 3, he holds on to the football. I know, Trent. I know. Just leave it alone for now unless we see a visible sign. Oh my, Jaden Daniels. What a run. I think they're going to go for, I think this is 4-down territory for them because they're going to use a lot of clock. And even if somehow they don't get in, again, a draw takes them into the postseason. Timeout, Commanders, 3rd and goal. They're on the precipice of getting in. You kicked it. No, it wouldn't end the game. It wouldn't end the game. It's their first possession. They have to get a touchdown to win the game. But it's 3rd and goal from the 3. So, I see what you're saying. No. Right, a tie is like a win, but if you kick because if you kick the field goal, the Falcons can get the ball and score a touchdown and beat you. You go for it because you've been slamming them in this drive. If you don't get it on 3rd down, you roll a lot of clock. So if you don't get in, it stays a draw. They then would get the ball at the half-yard line with minimal time left and only 2 timeouts. I get it what you're saying. Hey, I see what you're saying. The field goal, I guess you'd have to chance it either way. Also, their kicker just missed a 56-yarder. Here's Jaden Daniels throwing to the end zone. Touchdown! The Commanders are going to the playoffs. The Rams are NFC West champions. And Zach Ertz sends the Commanders to the postseason. A missed field goal by Atlanta. Oh, wait, nobody's going anywhere. What are they looking at here? Hold on. Did he drop this ball? That's a catch. It is a touchdown. Zach Ertz secures it. The Commanders are off to the postseason for the first time since 2020 to 2021. And the Falcons, they need help. Atlanta could have won it at the Horn, but a 56-yarder missed. They never saw the football. They have to beat Carolina. And New Orleans must beat Tampa Bay, but the Rams are division champions. The Seahawks are eliminated from the postseason, which means all that we're waiting for in the NFC is who wins the South next week between the Bucs or the Falcons. Falcons win the South with a win and a Bucs draw or loss. Bucs win it with a win or a draw if Atlanta loses. The seeding will have to be configured. but it will work itself out as the Commanders are off to the playoffs for the first time in several years. All right. Good night, everybody. Happy football, everybody. And see you on Sunday for the Red Zone and the Sunday night game. Good night.